We live.
No, we started with nothing in humble beginnings. They wanna fuck with me now cause I'm winning. Chasing this chicken cause I'm on a mission. I'm known for get money and standing on business. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Keep that shit coming, they know how we living. Come from the struggle, got lost in the hustle. Straight out the mud, no, I compliment couples. Chasing big bills just to keep this shit subtle. You ain't on my team if you wasn't in the huddle. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Keep that shit coming, they know that I'm with it. I fit the description, I'm the definition. I'm what they prescribe like she seen a physician. She wanna ride cause she seen how we getting it. Big ol' booty, she my passenger princess. She like to argue, she don't like to listen. She bougie and toxic, she fine and she picky. Pretty and sedity, she get recognition. Matching nails and toes, man, she always French tip 'em. Parking lot pimpin' when we in the city. Don't ask about twine, she twerk on the engine. She eat the dick in the car cause it's tinted. She pay me attention like she get commission. Pimpin' CEO, so I give her the business. She ride on the dick like she doing some fitness. She make the dick disappear like she magician. She like to swallow, man, she love when I finish. Having motion, man, you know I got plenty. Bitches choosing cause they know that I'm winning. See some thousands, now I'm after some millions. So all my houses come with chandelier ceilings. Pillow talking, man, that shit just ain't in me. Keep it pimpin', I can't do no pretending. Jealous hearted, man, you know I ain't with it. Cuffin' hoes, I can't do no commit. No, we started with nothing in humble beginnings. They wanna fuck with me now cause I'm winning. Chasing this chicken cause I'm on a mission. I'm known for get money and standing on business. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Keep that shit coming, they know how we living. Come from the struggle, got lost in the hustle. Straight out the mud, no, I compliment couples. Chasing big bills just to keep this shit subtle. You ain't on my team if you wasn't in the huddle. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Keep that shit coming, they know that I'm with it.
What's going on tonight, chat? Double tap that screen, shut it live. I Mega Dan, I seen you in here earlier. What the hell is going on with my
What's your name? What's your question?
Hey, my name is Roberta.
All right, hold on, Roberto. We not in there yet. Oh, I had studio mode on. That's what was going on. I had clicked the wrong damn button. Double tap the screen, shut it live out. We are the Weekenders, chat. We got to get to that 100 like goal really quickly, man. Double tap that screen, shut it live out. Y'all know what time it is. We still in intro mode. I'm a saint, but I sin. I checked in the game to win. I left, she loving me again. I let her cry out the bins and they say time heal. Mine still felt like it was yesterday. How we're moving fast, probably too fast to even catch the play. Spend a night, she pack a bag, right to me, just getting gas. Coming back, I want it bad. I'ma touch it first, eat it last, it's temporary. Holly damn emotion said it's temporary. My pain deeper than the ocean. Temporary feelings mixed with temporary pleasures. All these temporary moments and these temporary treasures. Temporary circumstances to temporary measures. Temporary friends and even temporary schedules. Temporary smiles and temporary goals. Temporary women sliding on temporary poles. Temporary comments and temporary trolls. I just pray that God bless me. Ain't no temporary souls. I'm a saint, but I sin. I checked in the game to win. I left, she loving me again. I let her cry out the bins and they say time heal. Mine still felt like it was yesterday. How we're moving fast, probably too fast to even catch the play. Spend a night, she pack a bag, right to me, just getting gas. Coming back, I want it bad. I'ma touch it first, eat it last, it's temporary. Holly damn emotion said it's temporary. My pain deeper than the ocean. Oh, man, double tap that screen, shut it live out. What we doing tonight, chat? What's up, Lowry? What's up, Big Niche? What's up, Mega Dan? Lala, go harder. What we doing tonight? LD Jones and Delphine in here early, chat. We got an action-packed episode. Double tap the screen, shut it live out. We really gonna hang out tonight, kick back for a little minute. Hold on, where's the tag? Where's the tag? Hold on.
Welcome to the greatest damn show on YouTube.
There we go.
Welcome to the greatest damn show on YouTube.
Oh, man. Double tap the screen, shut alive out. What we doing tonight, chat? Double tap the screen, shut alive out. What we doing tonight, chat? They saying Trump jet not safe. Lindsey Graham is dead. We got the Twinkie exposing the freak-offs with Lindsey Graham, and we got Nolan Wells has been reported possibly at a party, chat. Double tap the screen, shut alive out. We got an action-packed episode, man. We got a former Mississippi judge coming out exposing the Nolan Wells case, and he's calling out all of the missteps and mishaps that are going on. Also, Poetic Flacco dropped a video where, I don't know, it's some pictures circulating that shows Nolan Wells may have attended a pool party instead of being left on that island. I don't know, chat. We'll get into it. Also, a medical examiner has revealed the preliminary findings in Senator Lindsey Graham's death. We got 607 Unc in a heated debate versus 10 Christians if we have time. Myron and sat down with James Fishback and spoke about monogamy. We also have Law and Crime. A wife's Google searches led police to find out that she had dismembered her husband or had something to do with the dismemberment. Like I said about the Twinkie coming out exposing Lindsey Graham, which is kind of crazy, bro. I'm not gonna lie. What is this guy's name, bro? James is smiling. Some guy named James is smiling has came out and put Lindsey Graham exposed Lindsey Graham after his passing, man. What's up, Haynes? What's up, Carlos? Carlos, appreciate it. I got the package, Carlos. We finna upgrade the computer because I got the package, Carlos. Appreciate Carlos, man. W's in the chat again for Carlos and helping us support the channel, man. All right, moving on. We have a post by Kim Iverson. She's speaking about the Lindsey Graham situation. She says the Russians obviously took him out, but the U.S. doesn't want to wage war with Russia, so they're claiming it was a sudden illness. This cover-up reaction by the U.S. tells us everything. We clearly don't feel capable to take on Russia or another power militarily. Tables have turned. Every U.S. leader advocating for war should be worried for their lives. The U.S. has been unaliving leaders with impunity because no one wanted to take on the U.S. Now the tables seem turned. We may see an increase in assassinations, and honestly, what will we even do about it besides cover it up each time? And she tags a post of Lindsey Graham yesterday looking perfectly fine, having a talk, man. That's crazy. What else? We got Officer Tatum responding to Candace Owens about this Tyler Robinson and Charlie Kirk situation. The bipartisan housing bill is now law. That came through without President Trump's signature. And Democratic Representative Ro Khanna has become the first American Congress in history to be detained by Israeli settlers while on a visit to the West Bank. Double tap that screen, shut alive out, chat. We're about to get into the episode, man. We're going to hang out on tonight. We are the Weekenders, man. We are the Weekenders. Let's get into it.
What's your name? What's your question?
Hey, my name is Roberta. My question is a man who is willing to take care of you, the kids, and the household, but has no ambition worth staying with? What?
He takes care of you, the kids, and the household. Is he worth staying with because he doesn't have any ambition? Damn, lady, did you think his plate might be full? Have you gave him a chance to get some damn ambition? Is he trying to move up in his job? Like, what? What? She's ready to risk it all. She's ready to risk the house, the kids, the family, everything. This shit is crazy.
What you mean don't have? Hold on, wait a minute.
When you say take care of, what do you mean?
Like, he pays all the bills, he take care of the kids, he step in.
How he do that with no ambition?
Because
It sounds like the ambition don't look like you want it to.
I want to, like, be a homeowner one day. I want property. I want, no, he got money. But I want.
This is where you have to compliment your partner, lady. If he's taking care of the house, he's taking care of the kids, you say he got money, but you want to be a homeowner. How about this? How about y'all clean up your credit, get your credit where it needs to be, and it looks like both of y'all can get a first-time home buyer's loan. If y'all aren't married, you go put your 3.5% down, he go put his 3.5% down, woo-wop the bam, y'all ass is right there. But she's, instead of her having the fortitude and the forethought to say, hey, maybe we could put something together, she's ready to just leave the damn situation. This shit is crazy. This shit is crazy.
I want more.
You know what?
He's complacent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Can we gonna first give attention, and I'm gonna validate your feelings before I move forward. The only reason, not the only reason, one of the reasons I'm gonna say I do understand is because it may just be a personal preference of yours to be attracted to a man that has ambition.
It is.
It's not about whether or not a man can take care of the bills or whatever the case may be. You desire a man that achieves, that wants more, that goes afterwards.
What's up,
And I'm gonna just say
Tyler?
this one thing before we go further.
Man, I don't know why they put this corny ass music in here. Like, why did they put this corny ass music over
Be
there?
careful what you ask for. There are so many women that want a man that has ambition until you find out that ambition and quest for it is bigger than his affinity to you.
And that's what I'm saying, chat. Like, I'm an ambitious man, and I'm not for every woman. Like, shit, it's gonna be a lot of times where I'm present, but I'm not present because I'm working. I'm trying to build something. We're putting out books. We got a media company. We trying to start nail salons over here and shit. I'm in my fucking prime. I don't got time for that shit all the time. Sometimes you just gotta shut the hell up and let me work. Just gonna be honest with you.
And that you will come second place to that man's ambition. I'm gonna tell you this. I've been doing this thing for 6 years, 7 years. Probably, matter of fact, it might be 8. First time I came to Chicago, it was by myself, and we did 150 people. And since then, I ain't stopped. This is 2017. We tour all the time. We be tired. We're tired now. And I'm gonna tell you this. It's nonstop, day in, day out, day in and day out.
Thank you, Big
A woman may
Niche.
look at me and be like, bro, I love his ambition. Until you gotta live with me. Until you gotta sacrifice for it. So before we get into your question, I just want you to know that you find a man with ambition, you better be prepared to deal with it. But can we answer a real question real quick?
You got a man that's taking care of you. He's taking care of the kids. He's taking care of the house. And you're sitting up here asking, is he even worth me staying with him? You're not gonna understand the magnitude of asking a question like that until that man looks at you and asks if it's worth staying with you.
Now, don't get me wrong.
Do you know what it looks like outside?
Look at her trying to cover it up. Look at her. Don't get me wrong, I love my man. Don't get me wrong, I got my own job and money. Don't get me wrong, I cook a little bit and clean. Some easy mac and cheese and a little white bread. Don't get me wrong. No, bitch. When he look at you and say, is it worth staying with you, that shit's gonna hurt. It's gonna punch you in the chest. Do you do enough, and have y'all been through enough? The fuck is she talking about?
Do you know how many women are taking care of themselves and taking care of their houses and their kids without a man present that wants to be that partner in that season? Ambition is beautiful. Ambition is a beautiful thing, but partnership is amazing. Having somebody that's willing to be in that with you. I think that is disgusting how we discard people based on a comparison of what we think love is supposed to look like. This don't even sound like a real train of thought. This sounds like an Instagram topic or debate. Is it worth me staying with my man? That's
All right, Chad, that's a good definition, man. How do y'all define love? If y'all could put a definition on love, what would y'all say it is? What is love in your eyes?
taking care of me, my kids, and my house. In the year 2025, when the job market is cooked, when the housing market is cooked, when people are walking away from their children, you got somebody at home that is paying your bills. He is taking care of you, and he is taking care of your kids, and you are figuring out.
What else does she want? What else? She want his fucking leg? She want an organ, a liver, or something? Damn, woman. Damn. Shit, he's gonna have to give up a lung.
Should I leave him? Are you cool? No, because I can talk to you. I can talk to you, right? Since we're talking about ambition, right? Let's talk about ambition. No.
Look at her. Now she getting belt the ass and she trying to run from it. Come here. What the dude you say on Mortal Kombat Scorpion? Get over here. Get over here. Nah. She putting belt the ass and this lady don't want to hear it, man. This lady don't want to hear it.
No, because I can talk to you. I can talk to you, right? Since we're talking about ambition, right? Let's talk about ambition. No. Wait. I'm gonna let you finish. I'm gonna let you finish. But let's talk about ambition. This is what ambition looks like. Ambition looks like this. I'm very ambitious. I done been to 30 cities this year. I got 5 books. But guess what? I gotta pay them bills by myself. I gotta take care of that kid by myself. I gotta take care of that house by myself. So unless you're ready for the aggressiveness that comes with that ambition that you're seeking, then I need you to rephrase what you're asking for.
Let me rephrase it.
Okay, go ahead.
I make my own money. I make more than.
I make my own money. I make more than him. And he's paying all the fucking bills. He's paying all the fucking bills. He's an active father and he takes care of the damn house and he lets you keep all your fucking money and you make more than him. She's ashamed of him, Chad. She's ashamed of that man. That's what it is. She looks around. She looks at her colleagues. She looks at her coworkers. She looks at corporate America. She's ashamed of that man, bro. She's ashamed of him.
And him.
Ooh.
Right? So I'm not saying I'm some bum that can't take care of my kids, can't take care of the household, nothing like that. He's a good man. But I feel like if he lock in with me, we could be so much greater.
Can I ask one?
He won't lock in with me, and that's the problem.
So you're the man of the relationship.
No, I'm not the man in the relationship.
Hold on,
Time out.
I submit to him.
Y'all calm down.
Hold on, everybody. Hold on, look to your left and right.
It looks to me like the situation that they got set up is that he's letting her be great. Like, hey, look, you probably got the degree. You probably got the backing. I'm finna go work this 12 hours, 6 days a week. I'm gonna pay for everything. I just need you to be frugal with the money, get us in a position to be homeowners, to be, get all of that shit going. He's letting you keep all the damn money while he's breaking his fucking back. That's the fucking setup. You just don't understand the assignment, lady. You can get in rooms that he can't. This shit is crazy.
Our potential together.
Okay.
That's the thing. I see what we could be. I see our potential together.
I got you.
But he cool with where we at right now with some like regular stuff.
So let me talk.
Regular.
Y'all, hold on, y'all calm down for a second. Yeah. Hold on 1 second. You want me to ask that? Okay.
Please, I love you, girl.
Okay.
Please, I want to hear you.
Okay. Because I think you misinterpreting Kira. That's the
No, I got her.
She got some New York in her. So
I see, but I got Chicago in
I
me.
love it because but she's speaking real to you.
No,
baby.
I get it.
Like, because let me help you understand this, because she's speaking real to you right now, baby.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay for men to get
Hit the like button, chat. And then she from Chicago, so I know what's going on. She's seeing everybody coming up quick. I don't know when this episode was shot, but I'm pretty sure it was around the pandemic or something. So everybody was having money. PPP, PUA, EDD, all of that shit was going on. Everybody was fucking having, and she got a wandering eye. You don't get up here and say no shit like this without a wandering eye. This bitch was ready to get cracked. She was ready to move around.
comfortable. It's okay for that. Because I really hate this type of conversation. I'm gonna say this because sometimes you'll think you want this entrepreneur, or you'll think you want this man who makes 6 figures until he constantly has to go to work, and he constantly has to constantly deal with these new employers, or has to constantly deal with these new clients, or the clients who fall through and don't pay. And you have a life where it's like, I get to show up as a husband, I get to show up as a man to my woman, I get to show up for my kids, I get to show up and actually lead in this home. It's okay that you make more money. Y'all can still do it that same way, baby. There are ways around it. But unfortunately for a lot of men, there are so many women telling them you have to be more ambitious. And it's because they want the ambition to look like what they want it to look like. But his ambition is waking up every day and going to work.
Listen, chat. I talked to this girl I was dealing with, right? She trying to get some houses and shit together, like rental properties, shit like that together. And it's kind of like, where the fuck was that at when I was dealing with you? Like, that's the same shit I was talking to you about, like, let's get this shit together. And I ended up having to venture out, do some little shit on my own. Now she's doing some shit on her own. But it just didn't make fucking sense to me. Like, why bring the conversation to me now, years later? This shit is crazy. It's crazy.
Work, waking up every day and showing up for my children, showing up for my home, like that's just as ambitious, especially when you know how ambitious you have to be when you are going through depression, seasonal depression. Your girl is telling you you need to do more, and you like, dang, I'm here, like I like where I'm at, and then you don't feel like you good enough because your girl telling you need to be more ambitious, but she don't know the mental and emotional and spiritual battles that you have and how you still trying to show up for your home. That's ambition, baby. It's the fact that I'm still going, I'm still doing. He can still lead in many ways, even with you making more money. That man can still lead. Like, we have to acknowledge that as well. I don't want you to get too caught up in that. I want you to hear what.
Hey, listen, bro. I'm just gonna be honest with you. We don't give a damn about no Somali scientists predicting no earthquake right now. I'm just gonna keep it all the way real with you, bro. You gotta read the room, man. We don't give a damn about no Somali scientists predicting the earthquake, man. Straight up. I couldn't tell you who won the last Nobel Peace Prize, nigga.
Kira saying, because that's real. Don't get too caught up in that. You said this man is taking care of home and all the rest of that stuff. Man, that is a blessing in today's time, baby. That is a treasure. It is a treasure in today's time. And let me tell you something. Y'all can still, baby, if y'all are mindful and you budget right.
Last motherfucker from over there that predicted some shit was building a boat like Noah, man. Talking about the great flood was coming. Had all them people over there running around crazy. Talking about the damn great flood was coming on that next day and shit, man. Hey, listen. Did we remember that shit? We ain't forgot about that shit.
You can still get that home that you want. If you mindful and you budget right, you can get you some land, you can get you a home, you can get all of those things. But what if getting that nice new build and stuff and all that stuff don't matter as much to him? What if what matters to him is the fact that
And that's the thing, shit like that doesn't matter, chat. All of that shit is trophies for legacy and generations and shit, chat. I'ma tell you, I've got property, jewelry, cars, I've went on trips, done all of that shit. That shit don't mean a motherfucking thing, bro. That shit is trophies, bro. My little partners be like, oh, Plug, why you don't wear your jewelry? Why you don't wear your, man, that shit was a trophy, bro. I got that shit and I put it up, bro. Honestly. If it wasn't for my legacy and my children and them having a place to always come to, I wouldn't even be worried about half of this shit, bro. That shit is meaningless to me, bro. I'm always on to the next. Okay, I knocked that off on my list. This shit is deliverables at this point. Shit is deliverables, bro.
my children good and my house is good. Like, that's the stuff that matters. I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna be real quick. I'm gonna tell you this. Take a moment, read, I think it's 1 Timothy 5:8. I think it's 1 Timothy 5:8, something like that. Go and take a minute to read that. Because what it talks about is a man, and I'm being gender neutral. When we say man, we're being gender neutral. A man who neglects his home is the same as a man who denies his faith. This man is taking care of his home. There is faith and grace in that. He is being provisional. He's still leading. So we have to acknowledge that, because if not, you're going to lose that. Like, that's a gem, baby.
Couple.
And this is another reason that you could just tell, like, a lot of that shit don't matter. Like, I always break my phones and shit. Like, I need to be a little more careful with my shit. Like, my jewelry, I done lost more jewelry than I still have. Like, honestly. Leaving grills on fucking plates, eating out at damn fast food spots and shit, like losing watches, like shit like that happens, bro. And you know what you just chalk that shit up as a L, man. It's not like I lost a child. It's not like I lost a limb or something, man. That's the shit I'm grateful for. I got healthy kids, got all my damn limbs and shit, man. That other shit just trophies, bro. It's trophies.
Couple more things before we end this episode, because I want to make sure we got the right context. Can you put her question back up there? I just want to make sure we got the right context. So right now, this is not a man you're married to.
No.
Are the children his children?
Yes.
The children are his children, and you guys live together.
Yes.
And you said he pays all the bills,
Yeah.
and you make more money.
Yeah.
Carlos said he lost 6 figures in jewelry. Now listen, Carlos, I ain't lost that fucking much in jewelry. Now, if we adjusting for inflation and the price of gold and shit going up, I probably done lost maybe 25, maybe 20 to 25. Well, if you actually adjust for inflation, it's probably like 30 now, 35. But I ain't lost no fucking 6 figures. Damn. I done did a damn.
Who want her man? Who want her man?
Can I ask how old he
If
is?
you don't want your man, somebody in here gonna take him. Somebody in here gonna take him
Can I
off
ask
you.
how old he
They
is?
gonna take him off you.
Hold on, Ace.
I just want to know how
1
old
second.
he is.
Man, y'all got Carlos fucked up. Carlos in Miami, man. Carlos in Miami with the big spenders, the crypto bros. Carlos just sent me all kind of hard drives and processing powers to upgrade, man. Y'all got Carlos fucked up, man. Carlos, tell them folks, man, how you living out there, man. In Miami, man. South Beach.
How old is he?
32.
How old is he?
32.
32.
We
I wanna say,
Bro,
We can't win, dog.
you
I'm not.
got this man fighting for his life. Like, you about to block a major blessing.
But it's been,
And-
okay, more context.
Hold on.
hold on. Let him finish real quick, and I got you. Okay.
But there is so much power in a little bit of patience.
Oh no, bro, because Carlos is a little older than me, chat, and I'ma just be honest with you. I remember when gold was like 1,600 an ounce. I remember when gold was like 1,600 an ounce. So I think when I first started just buying like grills and shit like that, I remember you could get 10K gold teeth for like $80 a tooth for 10K. I had got 18K. I forgot how much I paid a tooth. But I remember when gold was like 1,600 an ounce. So with gold hitting an all-time high of 5,500, it's settled around like 4,000, like 4,400 or something. Carlos probably have lost 100,000 in jewelry. He probably has lost 100,000 in jewelry, just being honest.
Like, this man, you don't know how hard it is for him to provide for you, for the kid. This might be where he's at right now, but a year, 5 years, he'll give you everything you want. Just don't like he's trying. That sounds like a major blessing that you're about to fuck up.
Kira, hold on. Let me get Kira real quick. Kira.
Last point, then I'm gonna stop talking. You mentioned that you make more money than him. You mentioned that you make more money than him, and I want you to know that was not done by mistake. That was a systemic thing that was put into place. No. Shh. That was a systemic thing that was put into place so that the black woman can be elevated to start looking at their men like they're not doing enough.
No.
It is very intentional, the fact that you make more money, and even though your man is showing up for you, you start looking at him.
Yeah, Tony, she about to leave him and she gonna leave the kids with him. She about to leave him and them kids, watch.
For like, why can't you do more? When you start saying shit like that, that is proof that they plans work. That is proof that they plans work.
Can I please?
say one thing? Can I say one thing real quick?
Yeah, one thing, and then
Okay, that was
and we'll wrap it up.
I want to say that I think we all agree what everybody is saying, but let me ask you a question, because this is the life that you got to live.
Exactly.
If he does not grow, can you stay at this level with him?
And that's the thing. And I only mentioned that I make more because she tried to make it out seem like I was.
What do you mean? Like, why? Like, why? Why? If you making the money and he's paying for everything, all the bills, the kids, he's taking care of the house, why not just get your credit clean and put 3.5% down on the house? put his name on the house with you. Since y'all married, it's going to come together. I don't know if y'all married or not. Now y'all got a property. If y'all aren't married, turn around, do the same thing for him. Take your extra available income, get his credit cleaned up. He put 3.5% down on the house. Now y'all use y'all available income to pay for the properties. Rent one of them out, move into the other one. Soon as he tell her some shit like that, what's she gonna say? Nah, this my money. Nah, this my money. I gotta have an exit plan.
Was some bum or something. I'm not.
I agree.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
I said
Thank
bum.
you.
Okay, but answer
Not
that
because
question.
it's systemic or nothing like that.
Okay, but the question
But
remains:
I
if he
asked
does
this
not grow,
question
can you do
because
it?
How long
No, I'm
should I
saying
do it?
this is his level. You are with this man. This is what he got. He does not want to grow to the level in which you want to grow. Can you deal with that? Can you deal with this level 10 years later? Are you okay with that?
It's been years, so I'm at my limit. That's why I'm.
No, you're not answering the question. Is it yes or no? Can you deal with this level of his ambition?
No.
You can't.
Okay.
Well, who want a man? What he look like? I got a dating app. I get your man. Who you want? You want him? You want him? Tell him that. Listen.
Yeah. Put her ass in check, man. Yeah, cause that was gonna happen. That was gonna happen.
Tell him to go on the Kendra G Singles dating app. I get him married by Friday.
All right, check.
Kendra, he love you.
Yeah,
He your biggest fan too.
Girl, I can have
He
your
love
man
you.
married by Friday. You better find out. Tell him download that app.
Everybody look to your left and your right, say shh. Everybody look to your left and right, say shh. Hitty, I know you have a final thought. I just want to say this, and this is just me speaking from just my masculine perspective. The fact that this man is covering the bills, even though he knows you make more, let me tell you what he's doing. This man is willing to maybe put things on pause so that you can elevate. Think about it. What you make
Exactly.
becomes almost just yours. What you choose to do, you have the freedom to pivot and pivot and pivot. Try this, go to school, because this man is saying, I'm going to sacrifice and take care of the foundational things so that you can have a choice whether or not you want to work or not. And I'm just saying, like, the reason I'm appalled
And she embarrassed to this nigga, man. Crazy.
is because that's most men's dream, to be able to take care of things so it's an option for their woman to work. And so when you saying that man lacked ambition, I just think it's ambition in a direction you can't recognize. And guess what? That's been another episode of the Tonight's Conversation.
That shit is crazy. All right, chat. Double tap the screen, shut a live out, man. We finna move on into this Officer Tatum addressing Candace Owens, and then we're gonna get into the Nolan Wells, man. That's I was gonna play another relationship clip, but I think we like 30 minutes in already. Where are we at? Yeah, we 30 minutes in. We'll move on to this Officer Tatum, Candace Owens. He's talking about how he feels about Candace Owens since this trial started.
I do condemn what she said. I love Candace, like I always say. I just don't understand why her direction on this is that way. I'm going to call Candace because I'm not the person to get online and talk trash about anybody, especially not somebody that's my friend.
What do you think is behind this? I don't
Do you think
Tyler Robinson was there.
you don't think he was there?
And I believe you said that in total, Mr. Robinson visited the UVU campus 4 times that day.
Yes, that's correct.
And let's just be clear, that's all based on UVU surveillance video. Is that fair to say?
That's correct, yes.
I want to tell you guys about the best bourbon on the market. The Guilty is straight bourbon. I condemn what she said. I love Candace, like I always say. I just don't
Chad, hit the like button for me. Hit the like button.
Direction on this is that way. I'm going to call Candace, especially after this trial. I gotta talk to her because, you know, we have a relationship, we have a friendship, and I don't want to see my friend just fall off a cliff over this, because I don't know if she's just getting bad information or what. Like, Erica Kirk is not involved. What was the other thing that the questioner said? It was something else that she said that Candace had said. Oh, offer to assist the defense. Now, in La La Land, and it's just me being honest. And if Candace is watching this, I love you, Candace, but like we got to keep it real. In La La Land, you know, helping the defense makes sense. But in reality, helping the defense is helping Charlie Kirk killer get off. Like,
so do y'all think that's true? Do y'all think that Candace Owens is helping Charlie Kirk's killer get off? With her going against the official narrative that Tyler Robinson took out Charlie Kirk, do you think Candace Owens is helping Charlie Kirk's killer get off?
I don't know if the intentions are there, but I don't get it. The boy killed Charlie Kirk. No matter what you think, he killed Charlie Kirk. And helping the defense team is trying to help the killer of Charlie Kirk, our friend, go free. And justice not be served for Charlie Kirk. And I'll say this, everybody that's watching, why hasn't the defense used any information from Candace Owens and others?
Because they ass to be going against the feds. Candace is saying straight up she think the fucking feds did it. Man, that's why the fuck they not doing it. Cash Patel went in there, fired all of them people. We seen the damn building blow up with all of the damn people. Baron Coleman them track the government contracts. That's why. That's why the defense ain't said none of that shit, man.
Because it's not real. That's what, I'm not trying to be mean or nothing. It's just not real. There's no material evidence to be had. If there was somehow a third party.
You said you think Officer Tatum sold out? I think he did too, bro. I ain't gonna lie. He getting some fucking money, bro. Officer Tatum gets some money. I seen him just post a picture with like a red or yellow Ferrari or something, bro. Like, I knew Officer Tatum was getting some money, bro. I ain't know that nigga was getting Ferrari money, though. I'm just gonna be honest with you, bro. I ain't know that nigga was getting Ferrari money.
A person that somehow has done an investigation outside of evidence because no one has access to forensic evidence other than the forensic investigators. So nobody can really make a conclusive statement about evidence other than the people at the lab. So if you don't have access to interviewing the people at the lab, you don't have access to seeing what their findings are, you don't have access to forensically interview people, and not just interview people, you don't even have if you don't have the training to properly interview somebody, you cannot claim that you've done.
Like, Chad, don't you gotta get permission to buy a Ferrari? Like, don't they gotta like allow you to buy a Ferrari?
An investigation. I don't care who you are. And with that being said, if the investigation from a third party person was so diligent and so concrete and so damning and revealing, the defense team who's getting paid millions of dollars to defend Tyler Robinson would have called the third party person and said, give us what you got. They hadn't made one argument based on any conspiracy theory. So now you're led to say that the defense team is in on it. That's the only thing that's left. The defense team have to be in on it because they're overlooking all this evidence too. I'm gonna call Candace. Maybe one of these days I'm gonna call her. I'm busy today, but I gotta talk to her because I'm not the person that get online and talk trash about anybody, especially not somebody that's my friend. So y'all got my opinions on it. You got my opinions on what I think of what Candace is saying. I'm gonna call her because after the evidence has been presented, there has to be some reconciliation with this. Somebody said, would you ever sit down with Candace? 100%. I would.
All right, man, let's keep pushing, chat. Everyone hit the like button in here. We're going to get into that Nolan Wells. They're saying that photos have surfaced that Nolan Wells may have been at a pool party.
Bro, they found what now?
He may have been at a pool party on the night of his, the night he went missing. They're saying Nolan Wells may have attended a pool party. I don't know. This is the first I've heard about it. Let's get into it.
These folks found who at what party, at what time, where? Nolan Wells' family attorney Benjamin Crump posted an update about 4 hours ago that completely changes this entire case. Benjamin Crump posted, listen, social media allegations claims there is a photo of Nolan at a land-based pool party in Jackson County before 1 a.m. on July 5th. Before we even get into the picture or where the picture came from or if the picture is legit or not, we have to first explain why this picture would be very crucial and important to this investigation if it's discovered that Nolan was at a pool party at 1 a.m. on July 5th.
Hey, look, man. Poetic Flacco got management now, chat, and I looked around at his management people, like, cause I was trying to kind of inquiring, cause y'all know that we're growing as a channel, so we might have to get some management one of these days, some shit like that. And the way they're structuring these videos to drag it the fuck out is crazy. I see it. I see the change in his content, and I see his ass going the fuck up. He's at what, 421K now? Yeah.
July 5th. July 4th at 9:55 p.m. Pacific time, 11:55 p.m. Central, which is their local time in Mississippi, Nolan mama came to Facebook and reported him missing. So at 11:55 p.m., Nolan's parents and family couldn't get a hold of him. His friends are saying they hadn't seen him since they left the island, and Nolan was officially reported missing at 11:55 p.m. So why is there a picture of Nolan at a pool party at 1 a.m.? Y'all not thinking hard enough if you don't got the answer yet, bruh. If I'm saying, why is there a timeline of Nolan at a pool party at 1 a.m. on July 5th, but Nolan was a reported missing person at 11:55 p.m. their time, and the friends hadn't seen him, the parents hadn't seen him, the parents had went to go grab his phone by 11:55 p.m. The parents were in possession of Nolan's phone by 11:55 p.m. So ask yourself for a second, why is there now reports that Nolan was at a pool party at 1 a.m.? We are dealing with real-time COINTELPRO, the people who...
He has to have a teleprompter, chat. I'm sorry, but I'm breaking this shit down as a creator too. Because the way he's just looking off to the side, but he's still remaining energetic and shit, like, he has to have a teleprompter there.
You believe is working in good faith, the people who you believe is giving you some amazing information, there are actual agents of chaos and people among us who are working against the mission. These are people, suspected white supremacists, probably. The agents of chaos are now working overtime once the photo came out. You see, the photo coming out done blew this shit open. The photo coming out done, you cannot hide anymore. The photo already blew this case open. The photo took this from a suspected drowning to a murder. It's no buts if murder. So now the agents of chaos, according to a process, coming in trying to muddy up the game, trying to throw in salt to make the photo look less impactful. Nah, not happening. Let's break down the real. This is the photo
What's
right
up,
here.
Kate?
This is who they're saying is Nolan. Now the source of the photo and what happened to the photo immediately after it went viral will shock you and is even crazier than the actual photo itself. So this is the picture of Nolan. Now, I don't recognize any of the people he was on the boat with. Maybe this guy could be Warren. I don't know, bro. Like, I don't think so. He kind of has the same face as Warren, to be honest, but I can't call it. Y'all let me know in the comment section. I'm going to leave this decision to you guys, okay? You guys are the game day decision makers. Is this Warren right here? I don't know. But this is supposedly Nolan at about 1 a.m. on July 5th. The person who posted a picture initially, his name is Evan Noel Ford. Now, he didn't post the picture as a standalone. He posted a picture within the mix of other pictures. So this could very well just have been a mistake. He could have very well posted this, not really understanding or seeing that Nolan was a part of it, and just posted a picture of his entire day. And then this picture got caught up in the mix. Once he realized it, you know what Evan did? Instead of Evan, I don't know, making an Instagram post, making a story post saying, hey, nah, this was an old picture. Nah, this not from the 5th. Nah. Evan began to quickly do damage control. My biggest problem with all these people is they just been moving so suspicious. So as soon as the pictures began to go viral, you know what Evan did? Evan goes, because it was posted a part of this. So it was posted a part of this carousel. Evan goes and deletes the picture from the carousel. He completely deletes it. He gets rid of it. It's no longer there. And then after he deletes the picture, he goes ahead and turns off his comments for all the other pictures. Every time we're introduced to a new character, is always something sus. They're always moving so sketchy. My thing is like, yo, if you did nothing wrong, if you're completely like innocent, if this is just a mix-up, just come out and say, oh nah, guys, yo, hey, bro, y'all got it all wrong, yo. That's from like a couple weeks.
Or he could have just said, hell, I don't know who that boy is. Or he could have said, that's not Nolan. I'm not going to lie. It wasn't AI, so is this not AI? You said it's been fact-checked. What do you mean it's been fact-checked? I'm just going to be honest with you. He for sure the only black person in that picture.
8 p.m.-ish, 9, late 7-ish. Nah, it's like 8 p.m. and like 8, 9 p.m.-ish. If that was Nolan at 8, 9 p.m., that takes away the possibility that, oh, he just drowned at the island, and then his body washed up on shore afterwards, even though his body didn't wash up on shore after a high and low cycle, a high waves and low waves. It didn't wash up on shore, but conveniently it washed up on shore on a Monday. Cut it out, bruh. Right after people done searched the entire island. That would take that away, and it would almost certainly confirm Nolan was killed or murdered far after that island and then brought back to the island to make it feel like his body was discovered. Because think about it for a second. This will make sense and fall in line with everything we know. Katie said, yo, Nolan had to cut our conversation short because he said he was about to hop on a boat with the homies and head back. I think they hopped on that boat and head back. From this, if this picture is if that's Nolan, his mama tend to think so, Benjamin Crump tend to think so, but if that's Nolan, that will confirm Nolan was alive after the island.
What's up, Vince?
Nolan was murdered after the island, and Nolan's body was taken back to the island to stage a drowning. And then we get like a very sus, sketchy Facebook comment.
Hit the like button,
from,
everybody.
Apparently one of Nolan's friends or homies who was there. Now, I'm very suspicious.
So, chat, do y'all think that was actually Nolan in that picture? Now that we know that's not AI, it was actually posted in a carousel of photos. His mom thinks it's him, and Ben Crump thinks it's him. Do y'all think that that is Nolan in those photos?
Very sketched out about this comment. I think this is one of the agents of chaos. I think this is one of the COINTELPRO, because this account is responsible for spreading the 1 a.m. thing. And it would be impossible for Nolan to have been alive at 1 a.m. It was just too much mass hysteria. That photo had to have been about 8, 9 p.m. Anybody claiming 1 a.m., I think is trying to get us off the scent. They understand that once you throw enough mud in the water and muddy it up, that we kind of start to lose track, kind of starts to second guess and question the receipts. But if that picture is Nolan, there's no question somebody's going to jail immediately. This account apparently describes a story of Nolan leaving the island, getting into an altercation with his friends, and then him being murdered and then taken back to the island. So they go, bro, no. Again, this is a reply to a comment, by the way. Bro, No didn't get into a fight at the island. It was our friend No. Well, No is Nolan. Didn't get into a fight at the island. It was our other friend. No and Wyatt did get into an altercation right after that, not even 10 minutes later, because Wyatt took his phone and Evan was trying to be hard. Nolan was definitely screaming, give me my effing phone back, Ninja, what the hell wrong with you? So they all calmed down. So that's when we heard, so that's when we head to Evan's house because he was throwing a pool party. So yes, No came to the party, and yes, we was drinking, but Wyatt and Evan and Morgan and Andrew was really high. And
So whoever this is, Alicia Spencer, I can assume she's black with a name with a damn apostrophe in it. Anytime I see a name with an apostrophe, bro, I just automatically assume they black. You said what pictures? Hold on, where we at? 10:04. Here go the pictures right here. This is the picture. They're saying that that's Nolan right there. That's Nolan right there. His mom and Ben Crump thinks it's him.
as well. But yes, they got into it again at the pool party. It didn't end until almost 1 a.m. I know Evan's mom kicked us all out once they started fighting. It was Andrew and Evan and Wyatt and Warren was basically recording and laughing, saying, get him, and all I could hear was No screaming. So yes, I tried helping. Then his mom come out screaming, yelling, drunk, make us leave, and was saying she was gonna call the cops on us if we didn't leave her house. But they didn't let No leave, and No was by the basketball goal that was inside the pool. He was leaning over beside it, gasping for air and spitting out blood. Okay, listen, man, we gotta be very careful, bro. Now, this person also claimed as well, that, but like Nolan's mom knows this information, and they just got off the phone with Nolan's mom. That's a lie. Nolan's mom is actively on Facebook right now saying she hasn't spoken to like this person, and that she's asking for this person to reach out. So that's a lie. See, we gotta be really careful with not muddying up the real information with the,
especially on Facebook, because all of that shit is monetized. So people do them rage bait engagement posts and shit, because all of that shit is monetized on Facebook.
Fake information, because these white supremacists are trying their hardest. I seen a Twitter comment. There was somebody on Twitter, by the way, who is under every comment going off on how this Nolan stuff is a hoax. They're following Nick Fuentes. They're following a bunch of like white supremacists. This person, after commenting anti-Nolan stuff, this person then began to tell people in the Twitter replies that the person, like the guy who was supposedly Nolan in the video, that was apparently his son. Just outright lying. Not his son at all, just outright lying. So we have people who are actively working to discredit the movement, to discredit the information, to get Nolan at least the justice he deserves. So when you hear,
all right, man, we finna get Poetic Flacco the fuck up out of here. Thanks for the picture, Poetic Flacco, and the breakdown. This is a Mississippi judge, a former Mississippi judge,
format yet.
Speaking about the case.
Deleted their social media. At least 11 p.m. at night. And reviewing tons of footage from social media.
What's up, XX? Everybody hit the like button.
Statements of alleged witnesses that were on Horn Island. We know that Nolan Wells went to spend the night on July the 3rd with his so-called friends. And he went with those so-called friends to Horn Island on a boat.
What's up, D-Nice?
On July the 4th. We know that out of the 4 people on that boat, 1 did not return home. That 1 person was Nolan Wells. The other 3 returned home as normal and said nothing to any member of law enforcement or to the Coast Guard until at least 11 p.m. at night on July the 4th. We know that at least 1 of the so-called friends was found with the phone of Nolan Wells. And we know this based on the testimony of the parents, specifically the mother, who tracked the phone and was led to the home of one of the young men where she retrieved the phone. We also know that based on the mother's testimony that Snapchat, there were no Snapchats from the day, which was very odd for her son. We also know that text messages were deleted. We know that when she was tracking the phone, Life 360 said the phone was one place and Snapchat said it was another place. We know that the boy that had the phone did not voluntarily turn it over or call first. He had to be found through their own investigation. We know that, based on witnesses' account, the so-called friends were seen on July the 5th, that Sunday, having breakfast together like nothing had happened. They were not out there searching for their so-called friend. We know that
And they said they didn't search. They seen them out at a restaurant and asked like, hey, why aren't y'all helping with the search? And they responded, y'all think we did it anyway. Y'all already think we did it.
The so-called friends deleted their social media.
Now, I could understand if they said that, like, oh, we can't handle it. Like, it's too much for me. Like, I'm grieving, I'm upset. But just to say, hey, look, fuck it. Y'all think we did it already anyway and go back to, doing what that's a little crazy.
Activated their accounts and scrubbed it clean if the allegations are correct. We know that the young man that had the car at his house did not willingly turn over the keys. At first, he said that he did not have the keys. He didn't know where they were. Then he, after being pressed by the father, he finally turned over the keys.
So they said that he didn't know where the keys were at, right? The dad said, I asked him, hey, if Nolan is your friend the way you say he's your friend, can you please go look for the keys? Kid goes in, looks for the keys, comes back out like, hey, I can't find them. Another friend is on the phone with a girl, and the girl says, hey, Nolan left the keys on top of the Xbox. So once that information is relayed, they go in the house, get the keys off the Xbox, and that's how the dad got it.
This is all very suspicious activity. We know that based on an audio recording and some video that Nolan Wells can be heard saying, give me my freaking keys. Excuse me, give me my freaking phone. And there's been two different versions. Some said he said, give me my freaking phone, or some say he said, give me my ML phone. Regardless, he was asking or demanding his phone. Someone had his phone who did not have permission to have his phone. So the first thing I see, the simplest thing I see is...
And that's what goes on a lot of times in situations like that where there's a lot of people around that bullying and shit happens. Picking on someone, bullying them, taking their belongings and then not giving it back to them, acting like it's just all a joke and shit like that. And sometimes that shit gets heated. It gets heated.
Who had his phone and why? And was that theft of the phone? Sometimes we look at the largest case, we try to get to murder, but the person that took his phone committed a crime right there. There are witnesses to who took that phone. If an affidavit is signed, an arrest warrant could be signed by a judge in Mississippi to go after that person that had that phone unlawfully.
Now, this is a former judge in Mississippi, so he's saying everything that could happen. So he's saying under Mississippi law, the person that took the phone from Carmelo could be held liable for theft if someone makes an affidavit.
We know, based on his own words, Nolan Wells' words while he was alive, he did not give whoever had that phone permission to have that phone. So was that theft? I think if an affidavit is signed, if it was presented to me when I was a judge, I would have signed an arrest warrant.
Hit the like button on your way in, chat. Everyone double tap the screen. We are the Weekenders, man. We're 25 subscribers away from the next sub goal.
For the person for theft of that phone, based on what I've heard. It'd have to be an affidavit format, but if it was presented to me in affidavit format from law enforcement, I would sign the arrest warrant for, at least at this point, theft of the man's phone. We know who had it. We know who didn't report it to the family. The family had to go find it, and we know that Nolan Wells said give it back to him, and evidently it was not given back to him. Why was that?
Oh, I called him Noah. My bad. It's Nolan. Excuse me. I have been saying Noah. I got a partner named Noah. That's probably why I keep saying Noah, because I got a partner named Noah. What's up, OG Yosemite?
All of the other things I've stated, you piece it together. Is there enough right now?
What's up, Miss Italy?
For arrest warrants for murder? That is a good question. I do know at this point there should have been search warrants signed by a judge. Evidence should have been presented to a judge by now. We are nearly 7 days after July the 4th, when he was first reported missing. There should have been evidence submitted by Jackson County law enforcement agents, the Sheriff's Department specifically, presented to a judge so that search warrants could be signed by the.
So do y'all think that that's fair? Do y'all think that they should try to move forward with that? Getting a signed affidavit about the phone being taken, possibly stolen? Like I said, those bullying situations do go on. A lot of people are around, girls are around, guys, you know, take things from other guys and they'll be like, oh, come get it, or ha, you know, shit like that. It's bullying if you want to be real. But do y'all think that they should try to affidavit?
The judge, and there needs to be, or should have been, someone questioning the young men, the three so-called friends, and others, and the social media accounts need to be searched by now, or at least a search warrant should have been issued for the appropriate entities.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, law enforcement could come in and subpoena those phone records, especially if the feds got involved. I'm surprised the feds haven't got involved because it was like off the coast. And how high profile it is. I'm really surprised the feds ain't been involved. But yeah, I'm gonna let him finish.
To give the law enforcement access to the social media information. That should have been done by now. I'm not telling you what I imagine. I'm telling you what the process usually is when you're trying to do a thorough investigation. And based on what's revealed from a thorough investigation, I do believe once the evidence is secured, it's going to lead, and it should lead, to the arrest of one or more individuals for the murder of Nolan Wells. All of the actions are very suspicious, and right now they lead one to believe that one or more persons could have been involved with the death of Nolan Wells. Right now, we have a lot of unsworn testimony.
Yeah, I'm just surprised they haven't subpoenaed the phone records with just how profile this is, what's going on, alleged Snapchat messages being leaked, not wanting to give the phone up. Now, I'm not saying that they should have went in and done a whole search of the house, like swept everybody's house, but they should have at least taken the phones. Like, if something goes on and there's a fight, like I remember one time I had recorded a fight and some lady, fucking Karen, called the police on us, so the police pulled up like during the middle of the fight and shit. And they took my phone. Like, they took my fucking phone and they took it down to the station and shit. I didn't get my phone back for like a week because some shit had went on. I was like 14 or 15.
But once that is put into affidavit format and there is corroborating evidence through social media, computers, or otherwise, I believe that at that point there will be enough evidence for a judge to sign an arrest warrant. I think critical evidence that's missing right now are the results of the autopsy, the state's autopsy and the independent autopsy. That's going to be critical information. And that alone.
Yeah, nah, I'm being dead ass. I was like 14 or 15. My partner Bully, he was fighting this dude, and we was at the city park. And this girl, bro, like she was one of my older people I knew. It was his sister, but she was grown as fuck too. Like she didn't have no business calling the police because some fucking teenagers was over there fighting, bro. They was fighting one-on-one and everything, bro. Yeah, I know that. I would say her name on here, but it's some people from around here that know who the fuck I'm talking about, man.
Or that in connection with what's already known may be enough to lead to an arrest or arrest. We do know at this point, low-hanging fruit, there should be an investigation about the underage drinking, who provided the alcohol. Those individuals could be immediately arrested based on if there was any sworn testimony presented to a judge. I believe a judge could immediately sign an arrest warrant for those who provided the alcohol to underage.
Now, that's why I think the family lawyered up. That's why I think they lawyered up. Like I said, they probably only paid someone in-house $100 or less just to, you know, so they can have representation because they haven't been charged with anything. So why would they have to pay thousands or tens of thousands of dollars for representation when they haven't been charged with anything? I believe they lawyered up just in case some charges come and because of the underage drinking and the boat. That's what I think. They lawyering up so they can't be civilly sued.
Each individuals.
Now, they could be lawyering up for some criminal charges, but I just don't think they are yet.
There's a lot of people and a lot of potential crimes, some misdemeanors and felonies that people could be held accountable for. Was there any boating while intoxicated? Who was the captain of the boat? And what did he allow on his boat? If there were any illegal drugs possessed by anyone.
Hit the like button, chat. Double tap that screen, shut a live out on your way in. Support the channel by double tapping the screen. You can also support the channel by sending a super chat or grabbing a membership. What I do want to say is, do y'all think there were substances on that boat? Now, I've been the one to say that I'm not going to say that they were doing anything because I wasn't out there. I'm going to wait till the toxicology report comes back. But in your opinion, chat, do y'all think that there were some substances on that boat?
Drugs are still illegal in Mississippi. At least they were when I was on the bench. Drug possession, drug use, selling of drugs, dealing.
Bro, then you got somebody in here like old Texas, man, talking about Alyssa Thomas needs to be kicked out of the WNBA for life and pay Caitlin Clark $80 million. I'm just going to be honest with you, man. We're not talking about that. You got to learn how to read the room. And right now, ain't nobody giving a fuck about what Caitlin Clark got going on or Alyssa Thomas. Just going to be honest with you, man. I'm going to give a fuck about that.
Drugs, trafficking drugs. We've heard testimony, or allegations at least. I don't think anything's been put in affidavit format yet about rampant drug use among certain individuals. So there are a lot of things that's been alleged. Once put into the correct format, affidavit-wise, it could lead to arrests for several things, including misdemeanors and maybe even felonies. So there's a lot left to do. We are not rushing to judgment, but I just thought I would come on here and tell you that there definitely should be search warrants issued by now, and there could be arrest warrants for certain.
You saying definitely not racial? They better keep it not racial, because if it's looked at as racial, potentially hate crime, the feds gonna come in. It's gonna be honest, man. They don't want the feds crawling over Ocean Springs about this Nolan Wells shit. They better keep pushing the narrative that it wasn't racist, straight up, or the feds gonna have to come see about it.
Certain crimes issued by now, but for the ultimate crime of murder, it is probably wise to wait to see what the autopsy reveals, or both autopsies reveal, and then parse that together with.
What do you mean I'm pushing it? No, that's how the shit goes. Hate crimes are under federal jurisdiction. That's why your ass can't knock out a LGBTQ in the penitentiary. They gonna say it's a damn hate crime, and the feds gonna come see you, man. They don't play that shit.
All the video footage, all the witness statements.
What's up,
taken,
AJ?
and the affidavits gathered, and then make a decision, get it all to a judge at that point, for a judge to decide whether or not to sign a warrant for the arrest of one or more individuals. It would be very interesting to see what the autopsy shows. There's also the potential for kidnapping. It needs to be looked at whether or not they can get to murder. Was there kidnapping? Was this young man taken somewhere against his will at any point?
What's up, D Nice? Shit. What about moving the body around after the fact? Now, if he passed away, whether it was by his own volition or not, and he wasn't there, he was damn at a pool party or somewhere, and then ended up back out there. Hey, man, whether something happened to him by his own hand or anything, y'all was moving him around and shit. That's another charge. Allegedly.
Was there abuse of a corpse even after he died? So there's a lot of things that need to be looked at from various law enforcement perspectives. Law enforcement has to do their job.
I'm just saying, it's crazy because we still can't explain how they found him in the same area that they began searching. So we seen the guy from the Cajun Navy said that he was found in that, northeast corner, northwest corner, one of those, in the same general area that they had started searching. So they just overlooked them and then found them the next day. That's a little crazy. The people saying that they brought his body back out there, that's a little crazy too. I don't know. I don't know what the hell.
And get the information to a judge in the right format before a judge can act. Had I still been on the bench, if I wanted to act, I could not act unilaterally. I would have to wait till law enforcement brought me the evidence in the right format before I could sign an arrest warrant, before I could sign a search warrant. And so that's how the process works.
And that's the thing. See, he's saying that he would do that to put the pressure on as well. Once these people are incarcerated that's involved in this situation, they'll more will come out if there's any more to be said. People get in behind them bars and they get to looking at life a little different and get to talking a little different and shit. And right now the pressure hasn't been applied. So I believe that's the angle he's taking when it comes to the misdemeanor possibility or the felony possibility. He's trying to get them in there so they can be questioned and see what the hell, if there's any holes in the story. Thus far, nobody has been, really just interrogated like that. They came in, gave their little statement, and got something to fuck on.
That's how the process works. And so I am happy to be a retired judge. I'm always going to shoot it to you straight with no chaser. Straight with no chaser. I will tell you the God honest truth. I can tell you this one thing. I may have been born at night, but I was not born last night. And one thing about it, you cannot fool the informed. I've been on the inside. I know the process. And we will not sit quietly and allow this to be swept under the rug. I will call your hand. I will call your hand. You are not going to play these people for a fool. You are not going to play these people for a fool. We know the process. We know what you should be doing. And by God, I plan to make sure you do it. Or we're going to call you out each and every time. There is a process. What I do know is, had the roles been reversed, by now, there would likely have been already arrests made. It wouldn't have taken all 6 days, 7 days, whatever amount of days it's going to take.
And that's what I tell y'all about the South and these small town politics, man. The South and these small town politics, this is nothing new. Like favor for favor, we're going to, do what we can, hold them at bay as long as we can until this shit is out of the way. I'm just going to be honest with you. This is not isolated to Ocean Springs. This is small towns throughout the South, man. I'm just going to be honest with you. We see this shit all the time.
Had the roles been reversed, justice, the wheels of justice spin quickly. Somebody would have been arrested for something by now. But since the roles are what they are, we are expected to be patient, and they're going to cross every T and they're going to dot every I.
Because y'all got to understand that even in these small southern towns, there's still a social hierarchy, and everybody knows everybody's dirt. So it's kind of like you rub my back, I rub your back. You throw me under the bus, I'm going to tear this bitch down. Everybody around here. And that's what's at stake for this small town right now, for Ocean Springs. That's what's at stake.
In the investigation before they make a move. Because of the...
They know who bringing the drugs in. They know where their police escorts are at. They know of all the infidelity. They know who's banging whose wife. They know who's into some little underage shit. They know who's freaked the fuck out. They know, yeah, they know everything.
People that are potentially involved. And that's the way the criminal justice system works, unfortunately. If you have access to power or money, in some instances, if you're the right color or the right hue, you will get the benefit of the doubt. And regardless of all
What's
of
up,
that,
Alan?
based on what I've heard, not in affidavits I've seen.
See, right now, I'm not even, what I'm speaking about, it doesn't even necessarily mean race. When I'm talking about these small towns and shit, I'm saying that motherfuckers know everybody's business. This shit is not no secret. When you're talking about these towns, 30,000 people, 15,000 people, 40,000 people, 10,000 and shit, everybody knows fucking everybody. Everybody knows everybody's business. And motherfuckers will tell it. They will tell it.
The affidavits come to support what I've heard. I do believe, especially with the autopsy, once that is in, and then if we look at the body to see if there were any bruises or anything else, it should lead to the arrest of one or more individuals for murder, for accessory to murder, for conspiracy to commit murder.
You said I got a room that look like your grandpa's house. Your grandpa got good taste in. Your grandpa got good taste. He might drink a good bourbon, a good scotch or something, man. Your grandpa might smoke real za, you know? Your grandpa got good taste.
Aggravated assault, kidnapping, and a list of other possible things. But right now, I could say that based on that video evidence of him demanding his phone back, someone could immediately be arrested
Thanks,
for
Alan.
theft, wrongful conversion of his property. And once you make that first arrest, you start putting pressure on people.
I don't know. You said this was about his organs. Depending on how long he was in that water, I don't know if his organs are gonna be any good. Depending on, like, if he was in the water where they found them or floating or however they say his body was bruised up from being on the rocks and shit. Depending how long he was in that water, his organs might not be talking about too much.
It becomes very serious at that point. No one wants their loved ones sitting behind bars, even jail bars, definitely not prison bars. So it becomes very serious at that point. And there are persons of interest that should have been interviewed by now, should have been questioned, picked up, and taken to the station, even if they didn't voluntarily go. There are certain people that should be classified as suspects by now. They should not just be persons of interest. They should be actual suspects. I do not agree with the sheriff saying right now foul play is not suspected. He should have said right now it is too early to tell one way or the other if he was going to say anything and try to be
Right, Chad, like I'm telling y'all, when my cousin drowned, that's kind of how the stance the police took. Like, they said that they weren't going to rule out foul play. They didn't say foul play was involved or wasn't involved, but they did say they weren't going to rule out foul play. And that was a fucked up feeling to have, Chad. I'm like, damn.
fair and impartial. Because all of this suspicious stuff, the suspicion and the actions of the individuals themselves lead you to believe that something is awry. And the stories are not adding up. The stories are not adding up. So if you believed that he...
Nah, I wasn't scared because, like, shit, bro, like, this is my blood cousin, like, shit. Everybody, we watched him drown. There were other people out there that jumped off their boats trying to help, you know, rescue him and some more shit too. But I wasn't scared. It was more of like just not knowing how to feel, because you got people looking at you crazy, under-eyeing you. You got coaches looking at you crazy. You got other people asking like how you're doing and how you're grieving. And it's an emotional roller coaster. You really don't know how to feel other than scared. Like, yeah, you were scared, but it wasn't like you were scared to get in trouble. You were just like scared of like how life is about to be now. Like, shit, this was my first, I ain't gonna say traumatic experience, like, but it was my first traumatic experience. Like, life was different after that. My life has never been the same since that. Like, that was a turning point in my life.
He stayed with a young lady. Why were you calling the Coast Guard at 11 p.m. at night on July the 4th? And why did the Coast Guard somehow forget that and then remember it? And it's just very strange. And why would you lawyer up before there is even a body found? If my best friend died by drowning accidentally, the last thing I'm going to be doing is hiring a lawyer. I'm going to be too busy grieving my friend's accidental death. And I would not, in my wildest imagination, ever think that anyone would suspect me of a crime. Accidents happen all of the time. All of the time. And one thing about it, if I had been there when he drowned, I would probably have been so exhausted from trying to save him that I wouldn't have time to think about hiring a lawyer, or time for my parents to think about hiring a lawyer. And
yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you, Chad. When that happened to my cousin, it was quite a few people out there, you know, not like a bunch, but, you know, a handful of people, right, that was with us. And then there was other, you know, boats and shit. When he went under the water, like, he didn't come back up for 4 days. Like, we didn't find his body for 4 days. I never thought about hiring a lawyer. Nobody that was with us hired a lawyer or even thought about it. Yeah, and they didn't find his body for 4 days.
And if I am recalling things correctly, I do believe that one of those young people's parents went out to the island. Now, this is a bunch of young folks. I believe one of the mothers got on Facebook and said she went to the island at some point. Why was she there? What was she doing? She was not in their age group. I don't know too many parents that go to a teenage gathering or a young person's gathering. What was she doing? I'm curious to know. I'm not even on the bench anymore, but I'm very curious to know what she was out there doing and who she may have been coaching, or what she may have been an accessory to. It's very odd that she was out there, because I'm sure she was not on the guest list. When I tell you I'm tired, it's because I am. It's time for us to have the knowledge.
Hit the like button, chat. Hit the like button.
2002. So you're looking at somebody that has nearly a quarter of a century of experience in the legal realm. I spent 6.5 years on the bench. I am not going to mislead you, because too many of us have gone along to get along for too long. I have to meet my makers face in peace. I have to look myself in the mirror. I'm not going to betray you. Enough is enough is enough. I know no one wants to see their loved one go to prison or be held accountable. But if the shoe fits,
what's up,
you might as well
Roz?
get ready to wear it. No one is above the law. And if you can't do your job because you're friends with certain people, you need to recuse yourself.
Oh yeah, we ain't even hit 100 likes yet. Y'all tripping, chat. Everyone double tap the screen. If everyone hits the like button right now, we'll smash past the like goals, bro. Y'all are wildin', bro. No likes. Thank you, Steve. Damn. Can we get 25 subscribers and like 50 likes right quick if everyone double taps the screen? Damn.
Recuse yourself and let somebody that can do their job correctly do it. I'm happy to answer any questions that anyone may have about the process or anything I just said. There is a criminal justice process, and I know how things should go, and when they don't go as they should, you have to ask yourself why.
And that's right, chat. Things are moving a little different, and that's what I'm telling y'all. Like, to me, I can see it because this is how small town politics are played. This is nothing new. Shit going on, people not getting picked up, people not getting, questioned and shit, narrative just flying. This is just nationally televised. This is just getting the national highlight. But this shit goes on all the time in small town America. Small town America, bro, this shit is nothing new. It's nothing new.
Again, I'm Judge Carlos Moore. I've been coming to you live from Atlanta, Georgia. I've been living here now nearly 3 years, but Mississippi is home. The Gulf Coast is home. I know several members of the Wells family and the Wansley family, and again, they have my deepest condolences for their loss. It's tragic.
And when I say small town, chat, I mean the prosecutors and the defense attorneys and the judges are all out golfing and shit on Sundays and Saturdays, got court on Monday and Tuesday. They're eating dinners and shit. They're getting the deals done right there on the golf course. It is what it is, man. And this is how it goes most of the time. The state wants a conviction. It's going to make the prosecutor look good. The defense attorney just wants their client to get, a minimum, a slap on the wrist. So you hire your lawyer is going to plead the shit down. You're going to get something, nigga, whether it's probation, whether it's unsupervised probation, or whether it's penitentiary time or community service. They want their conviction, and your ass just paid to not get a harsh sentence. It is what it is, unless you planning on taking it to trial. And in small town America, taking it to trial can be the worst fucking mistake that you will ever make. Take it to trial if you want to. Half the time, man, they're going to cook your ass. I done seen niggas get offered 30 years, take it to trial, lose, and get 90. Straight up.
tragic folks that you trusted your loved one to spend time with. Left an island without having the decency to account for your son.
See, my lawyer was cool though, Fars. My lawyer is cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's been my family lawyer for a long time. He's handled a lot of, shit I got into and people around the family. But every time I bring my lawyer somewhere, because y'all know before I got my record sealed and expunged, I was catching cases a few different places and shit, And when my lawyer used to walk in there, like, they used to always be like, oh, he had some hot shot lawyer from out of town and shit. You would just hear people talking and shit. And my lawyer, he was just cool as beans. He'd go in that motherfucker, really wouldn't even say too much. Like I said, man, these people are golfing, doing all kind of shit, having dinner, all of that shit, man. My lawyer really never said too fucking much. Out of all my cases, now that I'm thinking about it, bro, that dude really didn't say shit. He really didn't say a lot at all. He filed some motions, filed some more fucking motions, and shit was damn handled.
That's sad. I can't imagine the level of pain. And I've heard some people say that the Department of Justice, Civil Rights Division should come in and investigate, or the FBI, MBI, who actually has jurisdiction to
What's
to
up,
do this.
Gito?
Those are good questions. We may need more assistance besides the local law enforcement to get down to the bottom of this. If there's anyone that's truly willing to live up to the oath they took, they swore as a law enforcement officer, as a judge, if you're willing to live up to that oath and be unbiased and do a true investigation and consider the facts fairly, please step up. And if you can't do the job fairly, please step aside. This is too serious. You have too many educated people watching this case now, and we're not going to let you get away with murder, potentially with no one being held accountable. We're not going to do it. Whoever did something untoward needs to be held accountable, needs to go before a jury of their peers, and need to let...
I'm just going to be honest with you, Chad. Judicial misconduct is nothing new. Now, it's rare that judges have to be, stepped down all the way from their position, but it has happened. But judicial misconduct, the sheriff being corrupt, police chief being corrupt, all of that shit is nothing new. I'm just going to be honest with you. It just looks different. Like, I remember one time there was this judge from around the Tri-County area and shit. Her conviction rate was higher than the feds. How the fuck do you have a circuit judge with a higher conviction rate than the feds? Shit is crazy.
That jury of their peers decide their guilt or innocence. The standards for an arrest warrant is simple, probable cause to believe a crime has been committed. The judge has to have probable cause, more likely than not, that a crime has been committed for.
Yes, Lala, everybody's guilty, and she gonna make you get up there and admit to whatever you pleading out to. Like, the shit I pled out to, Lala, I didn't even fucking do. Half of it. I did half of it, but the other shit I pled out to, like, I didn't even fucking do. They said I was selling promethazine codeine, chat, and I'm gonna keep it all the way honest with you, man. I wasn't selling a drop of that shit, man. I was deep in my addiction at that time. Niggas would have to pull my teeth to get some fucking drink from me. And I'm telling her that, like, hey, look, lady, I wasn't selling that shit. I was getting high. She was not trying to hear it, bro. She was not trying to hear that shit. She was not trying to hear it, bro. She wouldn't let me plead out until I said I was selling that shit. Lying. Had lied. She made me fucking lie.
An arrest warrant to be signed. It's not beyond a reasonable doubt. It's probable cause, more likely than not. That's a very low burden to meet. And the evidence needs to get to a judge pretty soon. we know that won't be the end all just because there will be an arrest. At some point, I do believe it's still going to be a long process. The local judge, the municipal judge, as I was, will have to do the arraignment and decide whether or not the individual or individuals get bail and what that bail amount will be. If it's a capital offense or if it's a first-degree murder charge or manslaughter charge or whatever it may be, kidnapping, aggravated assault, that the judge will have to set bail or decide or deny it. Will the persons be flight risk? All that has to be taken into consideration.
Chat, what's going on, man? The damn chat is not moving fast enough. Are y'all asleep? Y'all getting ready for work tomorrow? Like y'all drunk still? Like what's going on, bro? What's up? The chat's not moving. I don't like that shit, bro. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I don't like that shit.
From there will be a preliminary hearing, likely, where the evidence will be presented to that local judge, who will get to decide whether or not to bind it over to a grand jury or to dismiss the charge. Once it's
what's up, a real soul child?
It'll be up to the grand jury to decide what to actually indict the individuals for. And then once there is an indictment or indictments are secured, individuals will have to stand trial, or if they plead not guilty, they get to stand trial. Otherwise, if they plead guilty, it could go immediately to sentencing.
No, Michael, what they saying is, why did they get a lawyer before the body was found? Now that the body has been found, I mean, okay, it kind of makes sense with all the media scrutiny. But before the body was found, they already had a lawyer. That's the weird part.
You would expect, based on
what's up,
what
y'all,
I've seen
bro?
so far, that there won't be any.
What's up, Ms. Bones?
Guilty pleas automatically, and this probably will go to trial. You have contradicting stories. You have Katie that's saying one thing. You have the young man that's saying another. I see Katie has not lawyered up, from what I have been told, and she's been speaking freely, and her family's been speaking freely. Whereas I understand that some others have decided not to speak to the press and have lawyered up. And people are entitled, in this country, you are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. There's nothing wrong with...
Oh shit, Chad, it's a fucking election year too, huh, man? They might just... A lot of the people involved in this situation might be up for re-election, bro. The sheriff might be up for re-election. The damn judge might be up for re-election. The mayor could possibly be they might be up for fucking councilmen and shit. Oh yeah, now's not the time to be fucking playing around. Now's not the time.
Lawyering up. In fact, if it was my family, I would advise my family to remain quiet too. That's what lawyers do. We advise them to remain quiet. They have a right to remain quiet.
Thank you, Kim.
And a lot of times you remain quiet for good reason, because anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. But people also have a right to be suspicious of why individuals lawyered up so fast. Why are they not talking? This is serious. It's serious business. People's potential freedom are on the line, and somebody has lost their life. Someone has lost their life. At least the people that's alive still have a fighting chance. You never know what a jury in Mississippi will do. We do know that no one ever was held accountable for Emmett Till's murder, despite the evidence, the overwhelming evidence. No one was ever held accountable. I can only hope and pray that in 2026, 2027, should the facts be presented to a jury of the peers, that it'll be given reasonable consideration, and that if the facts are proven beyond a reasonable doubt, that the individuals that may soon be arrested and tried for the death, for their role in the death of Nolan Wells, will be held accountable. That's all we can hope and pray for, and we will have to live with whatever the jury's verdict is, because in this country, if you go through the entire process, We live with the verdict of the jury. It has to be a unanimous verdict, and they get to decide guilt or an acquittal. And if they cannot agree, it's a hung jury, and the prosecution gets to decide if they try the case again. They can continue to try it again until they get a unanimous decision one way or the other. So it's going to be a long road ahead. Keep the Wells and Wansley's family in your prayers. They have to deal with all of this. And
All right, chat, man. Shout out to that judge for doing this thing, man. We got a couple more clips of the Nolan Wells. Then we're going to move on in the show. Everyone hit the like button for me on your way in, chat.
Welcome back to
Oh, let me acknowledge the sponsors of tonight's show, man. Let me acknowledge the people who have contributed to the show. We have Big Niche with some jewels, Cypher with some jewels, and Kim came through with some jewels, man. Thank y'all for supporting the channel with jewels, man. We gonna move on though.
Politics Nation on MS Now. Tonight, deep questions persist in the death of Nolan Wells, the 18-year-old student athlete whose body was recovered last week near a Gulf Coast island, where he was last seen on July 4th on a 4th of July trip with friends. The Jackson County, Mississippi Sheriff's Office does not currently suspect foul play, they say, as authorities have said they suspect that the 18-year-old drowned, and a county coroner's autopsy showed no signs of trauma. Still, Nolan Wells' parents have doubts about eyewitness accounts that they...
Who was the Al Sharpton? Al Sharpton works for MS Now? I did not fucking know that. How long has he been over there? I guess I just don't watch them.
Say conflict. And as they await the results of the independent autopsy on their son's body, and dozens of peaceful protesters took to the streets in Jackson County last night demanding a full investigation. As president of the National Action Network, I joined them in that call, and I will join Nolan's parents next week to speak at their son's funeral. But joining me now are Nolan's parents, Christine and Elmer Wansley. Christine, Elmer, we appreciate your strength tonight. We've seen peaceful protest and solidarity with you and your family, and I know from spending time with you, you're not activists, you're not interested in being on TV, but you want what is right for your son. And we've seen members of your community, people that knew Nolan, speak to what kind of young man he was. And we've seen people like Tyler Perry and Colin Kaepernick and Byron Allen and thousands of others donate to various financial needs you have right now. Christine, have you been able to take anything from that goodwill as you go through this?
It's one of those situations where it warms my heart, right? Like it warms my heart, but also my heart is still very broken. But to see that people are so willing to assist us, help us in any way that they can. I'm so appreciative. And I've always said, even in my post on social media, like, hey, if you cannot donate to the GoFundMe, which I understand because financially times are hard for people, just send us some prayers. That's the biggest thing. Just send us some prayers. At this point, we're willing to accept any help whatsoever, but it has just been such a blessing. And I am just so grateful to everyone who, whether they've donated, sent up prayers, DoorDash orders, just all of that. We're just incredibly grateful to everybody.
And you, Elma, have you been able to take any solace from the support you and Christine have received?
Yes, it's a very good feeling just to see all the love that my son had from the community and his friends. So people always will come in and say, "Oh, your son is a great guy." Individual here and there, but to actually see that he really touched a lot of people during his time here. And it's just a great feeling to know how much of a people person he was. Nolan was really a people person and could light up a room with his personality and his character. So he would truly be missed.
Now, between social media and some interviews I've seen with parents in Jackson County, Black America has responded emotionally to this tragedy, both what you're going through and the circumstances surrounding Nolan's death. Some have echoed your admitted lack of trust or concern in aspects of the Mississippi law enforcement to investigate in good faith. So, Christine, along with the concern that race may or may not have played a role in what happened beforehand, do you think investigators feel the pressure that is happening so they'll take this seriously?
You know, that's the hope, because the concern is when it first happened, right? It was kind of straight out the gate, like, hey, this is what we're thinking, but yet there's been no full investigation. At that point, investigation, I don't even think had started. And so to come out publicly and state that, you know, that's kind of where and the concern for how's this investigation going to go? Once again, I have said it in pretty much every single interview. I've stated it on my personal social media. The only thing we're asking for is just a thorough, honest, clean investigation. We just want to know what happened to our son. Like, I think that, again, any parent in America, or even just any person, if your loved one goes missing, you want to know what has happened.
Christine, both you and your husband have talked about how gregarious Nolan was, how much he enjoyed people and seemed to value accord. You said in Friday's press conference that he was not how you wanted the world to meet your son. What else do you want us to know about him?
He was God-fearing. He had faith. Again, God took his time with him. He was rare. You don't meet too many people like him, especially in the day and time that we live in, who is just so full of joy and light and really just wants everyone to come together. And it's very disheartening, the discourse, the comments on social media, like the lack of empathy, and that people are taking our pain and this situation as a joke, and just us simply asking, you know, like, what happened has triggered so many people, which is crazy because, again, especially if you're someone who has children, you would want to know. But he was a light. Like, he was just walk into a room and just his personality would get in the room before he would. He just wanted everyone to be happy. That was his biggest thing. He just wanted everyone to be happy.
Elma, it struck me as we spent time in my office at National Action Network talking that you are not activists, you were not looking for a cause, but the fact that he was not there, he was missing, then all of a sudden his cell phone and his keys are somewhere that they had not voluntarily brought back to you, and law enforcement was saying there was no foul play. You were just operating as parents. That's why you'd reach out or you would talk to someone like Ben Crump and later me. You were not looking for a cause, but things just didn't add up, you were saying, Elma.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. Like my wife said, the day that it happened, she prayed that the right people who will be put in our lives to help us with this, and he answered our prayers. Ben Crump got in contact with us, and his team has really helped us move this along. I really believe if we didn't have him, I don't know where this investigation would be.
Yeah, and to the support of our friends who have assisted with so many things. We have like our own little, almost like a little crisis team. They have been phenomenal in making sure that we're getting
All right, chat. So I looked it up, and In Ocean Springs, it's a federal midterm year. There are no city or county officials on the ballot, but it is a the sheriff is not on the ballot either, but there are judicial races. 2026 is a statewide judicial election year in Mississippi, covering circuit court, chancery court, county court, court of appeals, and some Supreme Court seats. Qualifying ran through February 2nd, and the races appear on the same November 3rd, 2026 general election ballot as the Senate and House races. For Jackson County and Ocean Springs specifically, circuit court judges, Jackson County sits on the 19th. Circuit Court District, Chancery Court judges, Jackson County sits on the 16th. Chancery Court District and Jackson County Court judge also on the 4th year judicial cycle. So justice court judges run on the county officer cycle like the sheriffs. So those will not be till 2027. All right, so federal judge ruled in December 2025 Mississippi Supreme Court district map violates the Voting Rights Act by diluting black voting power and ordered the map redrawn with special Supreme Court elections targeted for November 2026. But which districts get a special election has not been decided yet, since it depends on the new map legislator adopts by the end of the 2026 session. It's unclear whether the coast districts will be affected. This is still developing. So yeah, they got all of the judicial races are ongoing this year.
You know, the information out.
So that makes even more sense why the judge's family will lawyer up. She's in the middle of a function election year. She don't got time for the bad press.
Making sure, you know, we're set up with meetings and then like, you know, like Elmore said, it's just, it really has been a godsend. And at that juncture, once again, I think anybody would accept any help. We were literally asking for any help. We were desperate.
Yeah. And I might add, you said you want everybody that will come out to be peaceful. You said, make sure y'all keep emphasizing peaceful. And many of the ones that came out today were white. This is not that only one side has responded, but everybody's saying this just does not add up. We want to see justice here.
That is it. Like, that is the bottom line. People can make whatever assumptions they want, but when it comes down to it, we would give all the money back. We would give the gifts, everything that everyone has done for us. We would give that all back just to have him back.
Yes. I'll have to leave it there. Thank you for giving us this. And this is the first interview you did without a lawyer. So you trusted me, but I felt you when we sat in our office. Thank you to Nolan's parents, Christine and.
All right, man, we're going to get them up out of here, man. Let's talk about Lindsey Graham dying.
We're going to bring in congressional correspondent.
All right, man, yeah, so some guy or whatever whatever you want to call, I don't know what he identifies as, but this guy named James is Smiling says, I just woke up and found out Lindsey Graham is dead. LOL. Most of you know him as the homophobic senator from South Carolina. This has almost 8.5 million views on X right now, this post. Most of you know him as the homophobic senator from South Carolina, but to me, he will always be the man who paid a Twinkie pre-transition college student a fat stack of cash to do unspeakable things to him in a hotel room while he wore red lingerie. It is a canon trans event to have far-right freaks bankrolling you and then turning around and voting against you. People love to judge us for it, but I've never seen them opening their wallets. Shout out to ex-workers everywhere, forced to humanize their enemies just to make rent. This is another post. This is part of a 3-post thing that this James is Smiling wrote. It is an absolute mind F to me that one of the reasons I have any semblance of financial security and a lack of student loans is because of this man. At the time, I had no idea who he was, and I only figured it out because another group of twinks leaked Lady G to the media. Some queers tried to grandstand critique this, saying we shouldn't out people. I believe bigots with power deserve no piece of privacy, especially when they hold public office. I'm glad they did it. Icons, forever. Anyway, if you ever have enjoyed what I do on the internet, know that it is in part because of Lindsey's generous donation over a decade ago. If I've ever sent you money for something, know that it was kickstarted by the now deceased sissy senator from South Carolina. Lindsey, rest in hell for what you did to our community. I will continue to love, and he said, this is from James is Smiling, as it says, I will continue to love queer and trans people harder than you ever hated us. You loved every second of our time together, and now everyone knows. So I guess the NDA or whatever goes away upon death. I don't know. But that's what he said, man. That's what he said, man.
Chad Pergram, who's been with us all morning. Chad, you knew the senator well. Just kind of lay out your feelings this morning, how you found out about it, and what your first thoughts were.
Well, my phone rang at 2:35 this morning, and as soon as I heard the phone ring, I've been keeping the ringer up lately, simply because we have a lot of news.
That man body ain't even cold yet, man, and they talking about he was wearing red lingerie getting whatever done to him. It's crazy. His body ain't even cold, man.
News that breaks overnight, and also because I was expecting to get maybe an update about, frankly, Senator Mitch McConnell, the former majority leader who has been in the hospital for a while, so I was kind of shocked to hear that it was Graham. In fact, when the person who called me on the other phone, I said Graham, right? Just making sure that was what we were reporting at that stage. So that was a shock that nobody saw this coming.
Hit the like button, chat.
And he had just turned 71 years old. He had been overseas in Ukraine, talking to Vladimir Zelensky, trying to work out some sort of an off-ramp, as he put it, to this lengthy war in Ukraine. And I think that was what was so significant about Lindsey Graham, is that he was always at the center of all of these issues, be it domestic policy, be it foreign policy, be it dealing with the Middle East. I remember the night before the airstrikes back in late February, I had talked to him late that night. And I was kind of struck by the fact that it was already 9:30, 10 o'clock at night in Washington, and they're 8 hours ahead in Tehran, and they hadn't started to drop bombs. And I said, wait a minute, if this is going to be an overnight operation, aren't we a little bit past that right now? But, he was somebody who had been counseling the president, advocating for this. He had indicated that he said, I thought if we don't do it tonight, maybe the next night we have a very tight window to start this. But that demonstrates how he was always toggling between different regions. And frankly, we don't know exactly what led to his untimely death here. But I noticed from time to time that he looked a little bit haggard. And I talked to one source close to him that said that he looked like he was, maybe he had worked himself to death, frankly, and it might have brought on ill health. But this is what he had to say when he was in Ukraine with Volodymyr Zelensky just a couple of days ago.
I've never been more optimistic than I am today that we have the formula to end this war. Help Ukraine be more lethal. Let those supporting Russia to know it's going to be a price to be paid if you keep doing it. And to try to find an off-ramp, not to humiliate Putin, but to end this war so that Ukraine will thrive and survive.
And that's something that Lindsey Graham, unfortunately, won't live to see, whether or not.
What's crazy about this is Lindsey Graham is over there talking like that. He comes home, drops dead, and nobody's saying that it could have been, some foreign shit going on. Like, everybody's just, okay, he passed away, he overworked himself, and some shit went on. Like, nobody's gonna say, hey, the nigga just left from over there, man, and he's talking about ending this war, is gonna be hell to pay, talking about putting sanctions and shit. Man, what the hell is going on?
They can sustain peace in Ukraine. Now, the other thing here that I think is interesting about Lindsey Graham was how sometimes he was toggling back and forth with his support or not supporting President Trump. He opposed President Trump running in 2016. He thought he was going to be bad news. He ran himself, at least for a couple of months in 2015, and then got on board. And one of the most dramatic moments probably of the first Trump presidency was the confirmation of Brett Kavanaugh. He had gone through his confirmation hearing, and then came word that there had been allegations of a sexual assault, an alleged sexual assault, allegations made by Christine Blasey Ford back in high school with Brett Kavanaugh. And they had another hearing. This was very similar to what they did in 1991 with Clarence Thomas. They had a hearing already. Then they brought everybody back in several weeks later. They brought in Christine Blasey Ford to hear from her. And all of the Republican senators were kind of treating her with kid gloves. And were it not, and this is the general consensus in the Senate, whether you appreciate the tactics here of Senator Graham or not, that the Kavanaugh nomination...
Yeah, that's crazy. Didn't Lindsey Graham say Joe Biden wasn't going to last a year? Didn't Lindsey Graham say Joe Biden wasn't going to last a year? That's crazy.
Was dead in the water, and they might have to withdraw the nominee had he not intervened. And he really tore into the Democrats and, frankly, some of his fellow Republicans for how they were handling this. And it's generally thought that he salvaged the nomination of Brett Kavanaugh for the Supreme Court. Listen.
If you wanted an FBI investigation, you could have come to us. What you want to do is destroy this guy's life, hold this seat open, and hope you win in 2020. You've said that. Not me. You've got nothing to apologize for. When you see Sotomayor and Kagan, tell them that Lindsey said hello, because I voted for them. I would never do to them what you've done to this guy. This is the most unethical sham since I've been in politics. And if you really wanted to know the truth, you sure as hell wouldn't have done what you've done to this guy.
Now, of course, President Trump saw that and others in the administration, and they voted, sometime later to confirm Brett Kavanaugh onto the Supreme Court. There was another schism between Lindsey Graham and President Trump after the Capitol riot in January 2021. The president, obviously, and he were at loggerheads. In fact, it was Lindsey Graham who, kind of got his hooks into the then Sergeant at Arms for the Senate. He famously said, after the riot at the Capitol, he said, "We gave you guys guns," meaning the Capitol Police, "go use them." And he said, any more support for President Trump? He said, "Count me out." Well, that did not hold. President Trump, had kind of, resuscitated himself, ran in 2024, and right there at his side was Lindsey Graham. And I think that's the interesting thing. Sometimes this kind of bedeviled Democrats to say, well, wait a minute. On one hand, Lindsey Graham, you speak out against the president, then you toggle back and forth constantly. And I think that was a reflection, whether you like it or not, of Lindsey Graham always understanding where the power center was, be it President Trump, be it, trying to get a bipartisan coalition together in 2013, 2014 to deal with immigration reform, working with, liberal senators as well. That's something that he was able to always do, and also sometimes do it with, we saw a rather angry clip there from Senator Graham, but sometimes do it in good humor off stage. He's somebody who could be very disarming, very funny, and I think that's why it was effective for him, whether you appreciate his style of politics and this, chameleon-like going back and forth on whether or not he supports President Trump or not, guys.
So, Chad, in the last hour, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu told us a story about negotiating with the U.S. government about military aid and how he set a certain number, and Lindsey Graham said, no, you need more than that. Obviously, Lindsey Graham was a huge figure in these foreign policy, particularly military
Hit the
debates.
like button, Chad.
Who will fill those shoes for him going forward?
Well, that's what we have to watch, because you just don't come up with the charisma and the connections and the, knowledge that you have in the tip of your little finger like Lindsey Graham. Certain people either have it or they don't. Now, nothing exists in a vacuum. There will be somebody who comes along and probably does that, covering the Senate and the House as long as I have. There are certainly figures like this who emerge, and that's why I like to put this in the historical context. The Senate in particular often functions in a way that there are people who are not in the top ranks of the leadership. Lindsey Graham was never the majority leader, was never the minority leader, but he was somebody who could get things done behind the scenes and, frankly, often in front of the scenes. I think that, some of the model of this, and some people have criticism about this figure.
All right, Chad, let's move on, man. Lindsey Graham's no longer
On the
with us, man.
surface, they appeared to be a happy couple. They had been married for more than a dozen years. He wore a ring on his finger with their names on it. But now we're learning behind the smile, there are allegations that this woman and the victim's half-brother are capable of something that no one saw coming. New court documents
Zip this
detail an
ass up,
alleged
chat.
gruesome
Hit the like
homicide
button.
in a meticulously awful attempt to allegedly cover it up. And a wife and brother now accused of cutting up the body of someone who people thought they cared about and hiding body parts in a freezer, even allegedly leaving an arm and other body parts in a lake.
Oh shit, this is the story we were reading about the other day. Law and Crime finally got to it. Man, listen, some people was out there boating, man, and they seen a fucking arm floating in the river with a damn Green Bay Packers tattoo on it. And now we're about to find out what happened. Remember, the mom and the half-brother did get arrested, but we didn't see any charges. They were arrested, but they didn't have any charges yet. Oh shit, Law and Crime did do this.
And then we have the alleged internet search history that we just learned about, and we could not believe it. What this man's wife allegedly put into a search engine in hopes that her husband's homicide could stay a secret forever. We're on the case presented by Law and Crime. I'm Chris Stewart.
Shit, I don't know what happened, but they chopped them up. Hell, they chopped them up, man. I don't know what happened, but they ended up chopping them up. Allegedly. Yeah, allegedly they chopped them
In some
up.
ways, this is a story about a couple that appeared to really love each other. And a story about brothers who appeared to really be proud of each other, at least at one point in time. They were family members who spent years by each other's side.
Hit the
But
like
above
button,
all,
chat.
At this point, it really appears that this story is about betrayal in every horrific sense of the word. I just got court documents that lay out what Robin Turner and James Adams are accused of doing to Robin Turner's husband and James Adams' half-brother. Now, earlier this week, we talked about this.
Oh shit, man, that's her husband. I thought that was her son. So I'm gonna take a wild guess that the half brother was sleeping with her, man. I'm gonna take a wild guess that in rural America, her half brother was sleeping with her, man.
Story and about
His
how they're
half-brother.
facing charges in connection to the dismemberment of Dale Wayne Turner, who is 38 years old. Now, Robin Turner, the wife, and James Adams, the half-brother, they both made court appearances in Illinois this week, and we'll talk about where this case is going from here in just a moment. Prosecutors argued that both of them, the two suspects, they should not be allowed to be released from custody as their cases go forward. And you can see why prosecutors feel that way based off the court documents that we just received, because what these two allegedly did, there are not words to describe it. I mean, it would be shocking for any human being to cut up another human being, which sadly we have seen before. But the fact it was the victim's wife and his brother, allegedly, words cannot describe the half of it. And then we'll get to the frankly mind-boggling internet searches that Robin Turner allegedly made after her husband.
Yeah, it was probably some meth involved, man. I'm just gonna take a wild guess, man. They were getting spun out, man, and the half brother was cracking, his wife, man, and went on, got him out the way, man. Probably for a little bit of nothing, little insurance claim, man. This shit is crazy.
Was allegedly stabbed to death by his own half-brother. Prosecutors say it allegedly shows that she knew exactly what was going on. One of those searches, and I'll just give you one of these and then we'll get into the rest of them here in just a moment. One of the searches was her asking whether someone could die from an Adderall overdose, according to police. And trust me, that is just the tip of the iceberg. Now, you might remember when we first talked about this case, it started with a shocking discovery at a lake in Illinois. It was Lake Mattoon, which is about 3 hours south of Chicago. You had a family out on a boat trying to have a nice day, and they thought they saw a dead fish approaching their boat. So they got an oar to try and push it away. But as they got closer, they realized it was not a dead fish. It was a human arm. And they knew it was a human arm as they got closer because there was a tattoo on it. And that tattoo was a Green Bay Packers football helmet with a skull. Pretty unique work of art. So the Illinois State Police puts it out to the public saying they're trying to identify whose arm this is. And then someone calls and says it belonged to Dale Wayne Turner, a 38-year-old man who lived in Joliet, Illinois. And what we know about Dale Wayne at this point, he loved the Chicago Bears, as many do in Illinois. And he is being remembered for being kind and for having a great
How the fuck he got a Green Bay Packers tattoo and he loved the Chicago Bears?
sense of humor, according to a GoFundMe page. His cousin told WLS TV in Chicago that when this story first broke and the name Dale Wayne Turner was being mentioned,
Gito.
she called Dale Wayne's wife, Robin Turner, which, of course, that's who most people would call if they were in that kind of situation. But this is what she told the TV station, quote, "I was on the phone with her 10 minutes before she was arrested. And I said, Robin, what's going on? Why am I hearing all this crazy stuff I'm hearing? Where's Dale Wayne?" She says, "Well, he's still in treatment." And then she said, "Let me call you right back." I never talked to her again. Now, Robin Turner was arrested along with Dale Wayne's 26-year-old half-brother, James Adams. Now, this is what we know about their relationship. In 2022, Dale Wayne wrote on Facebook, quote, "Happy 22nd birthday to my little brother, James Adams. We love you and are so proud of how far you have come from growing from a boy and into a man. Mom would be so proud of you. And I know she is smiling down on you from heaven today. Happy birthday, little brother." Now, as far as Robin and Dale Wayne, they had been married for at least a dozen years. Now, she is 62 years old. He's 38. There's a bit of an age gap there, but it really appeared in pictures that we've seen that they were in love. In 2022, Turner posted, quote, "Happy 12-year anniversary to the love of my life, Robin Monroe Turner. I love you so much, baby. Here is to many more to come." Now, this is where this story takes this terrible turn. And now we are learning what allegedly happened to Dale Wayne Turner and the, quote, extreme measures that his wife and brother are accused of taking to try and cover up the alleged crime. And I will tell you, I'm not going to say they made it easy for police,
Gito.
but I will tell you it appears police have a ton of evidence in this case. Now, we have learned that not only did law enforcement find Turner's arm in the lake with that Packers logo tattoo, they say they found multiple black trash bags in the lake, and those trash bags had body parts in them. Along with the body parts, the bags had weights in them, and the items were recognizable enough, the weights, that they could tell that they were purchased from a local Walmart. And we'll talk about that in a moment. Now, not only were police able to determine that the body parts found in the lake belonged to Dale Wayne Turner because of the tattoo, but also because of a ring. And this is really heartbreaking. According to police, on one hand, Dale Turner had a ring, and it was engraved with Dale Hart Robin. And then you just think about that along with what she's accused of, and it just does not make sense. Police say when they trace the weights that were found with the body parts to a local Walmart, they go and review security footage, and that really opens the door in this investigation because they say the person they believe bought those weights drove a Ram truck to Walmart. And they say that person was the half-brother, James Adams. Now, it is interesting. The truck is registered to not only James Adams, but it's also registered to Robin Turner, according to prosecutors. Inside the Walmart, police say they look at surveillance footage, they follow James, and they say that he bought
Yeah, they both was
outfit
arrested.
clothes. He changes in the store bathroom, then tosses his old clothes in the trash. Police now have the old clothes because they found them in the dumpster at the Walmart. Now, police say they use license plate readers to follow the truck from the area of Joliet, Illinois, down to Lake Mattoon. So let's go through a little bit of a timeline here. On the 26th of June, which is 2 days before that arm was found in the lake, police say that the truck is seen with bags in the back heading south at 7:18 in the evening. Then you have less than an hour later, the totes that were in the truck, they're no longer visible. Police say they also now have the totes as evidence because someone called 911 saying they found the totes in their yard and turned them over to law enforcement. Police say days earlier, on June 23rd, they have a camera showing a bag of concrete in the back of that same truck registered to Turner and Andrews. But as police started to follow that truck and put a tail on Robin Turner and James Andrews, this case breaks wide open because on June 30th, Dale Wayne's other brother, a man named Stephen Turner, calls 911 and he tells police that Robin and James told him that they allegedly killed.
Thank you, Karen, for the super chat. I hope you're having a great night, Karen. We just in here hanging out. He kind of looks like Butthead, doesn't he, chat? Y'all remember Beavis and Butthead? The half brother kind of looks like Butthead, bro. He kind of looks like Butthead.
They have a camera showing something like that. Now, this is what that brother told police about how all of this went down according to these court documents. He told them that he was now living with James.
Yeah, Chad. I got some videos dropping as well, but if you are trying to purchase a copy of the new book, mods, drop the book. Everybody that has signed up for the pre-order, I'm gonna send y'all chapter 1 for free, so y'all can look through chapter 1, see if you would like to make a purchase of the book. Everyone that's pre-order will get chapter 1. Anybody else that signs up with that link between now and next Friday will get chapter 1 for free. I'm gonna have it's on my community tab wall somewhere, but I'm also gonna put it in the link in the description of my videos moving forward.
James and Robin, and the three of them had just moved into a new house. Now, there are some dynamics here that are unclear
Thank you,
at
Karen.
this point about the relationship between Robin and James, and then you have this third brother, and then you have Dale Wayne Turner. How does he factor into all of this? It appears that Stephen Turner, who's the witness in this case, he is not facing charges, that he was with James Adams and Robin Turner the night that they allegedly admit to him what happened to Dale Wayne. And they say they had gone out. They went down to Indiana to get fireworks, presumably for the 4th of July. They go to KFC for dinner, and then they go back and they're watching a movie at the house when James Adams tells Stephen Turner, allegedly, that he has something to admit to him. And that is where James Adams allegedly said that 2 weeks prior, according to these court documents, Dale Wayne Turner had come to their house and he got into a violent confrontation with Robin and James. And James says that in this violent confrontation, James grabs a knife and stabs Dale Wayne Turner multiple times, and Dale Wayne Turner died. Now, it is important to note that police noted in their report that James Adams had no visible major injuries at the time of his arrest. It says, quote, James and Robin stated to Stephen that they were unsure of what to do and mentioned dismembering the body of Dale Wayne and stashing him in a freezer located in the basement of a home on. Stephen stated that James and Robin both stated that it took them approximately 4 hours to clean up the bloodstains. Stephen stated that James and Robin both stated that they dismembered Dale Wayne and took several body parts to a, quote, lake where they were disposed of. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit more about what police say they found in the house in just a moment, but let's get to what they say happened when they confronted James, which was around 11 o'clock the night that the other brother called 911. They say that they read James his Miranda rights.
Imagine your wife of 12 years helping your half brother, your little brother, dismember your body to put in a fucking lake. You never truly know who you live with, man. Damn. You never really know somebody, bro.
And he declines to speak further, but he did allegedly say something. He said, quote, the one thing I will say is that I did it, but I did it out of self-defense. I will tell you guys that, end quote. Now, as far as Robin, she did tell police what appears to be a similar story, that the brothers got into a fight and James stabbed Dale Wayne multiple times. She alleges that James told her to help cover up the crime. She allegedly admitted that some of Dale Wayne's body was still in the freezer in the basement of the house, a freezer she allegedly bought for the sole purpose of hiding the body of her husband, the body of the man who wore a ring with her name engraved on it, according to police. But she also alleges that she wasn't there when this violent altercation took place. She said that she was visiting her mom at a care facility on June 21st. She stated that James and Dale Wayne had gotten into a fight that day, and it was over sports trading cards. She says when she returned from the visit with her mom, she smelled bleach in the house. Police also alleged that several renovation projects were done in the home between June 21st and June 30th, including Robin buying 2 new rugs, but perhaps a major smoking gun in this case is what she allegedly searched on the internet, and that goes back to June 2nd. So we have all these searches listed in this court document.
So how fucking long was he dead?
So we're going to start. Gotten into a fight that day, and it was over sports trading cards.
How long was he dead?
She says when she returned from the visit with her mom, she smelled bleach in the house. Police also alleged that several renovation projects were done in the home between June 21st and June 30th.
Damn, so he was dead damn near 3 weeks. He was dead damn near 3 weeks before they even started to chop him up.
Including Robin buying 2 new rugs, but perhaps a major smoking gun in this case is what she allegedly searched.
Unless she searched it before they took his ass out. If she searched it before they unalived him, that's even crazy.
On the internet, and that goes back to June 2nd. So we have all these searches listed in this court document. I want to go through them with you. They're really shocking. So we're going to start on June 2nd. She searches, allegedly, does chloroform really knock you out? Then 6 days later, June 8th, she asks, can you, it perhaps means die here, die.
Can chloroform, oh, so they were planning this shit. So all of this is probably prior to the unaliving. She's looking for chloroform to knock him out. Can he OD on this? Like, oh, she's been trying to get him out of the fucking way. She's been trying to wipe his nose for a minute.
From an overdose of lithium, same day. Can you die from an overdose of Adderall? Then on the 14th, can you commit suicide with sleeping pills? The 16th, how much, and I think she means Tide Pod, can make someone sick? Then on the 18th, is it easy to crack your head from a fall? The 18th again, can Adderall make you lightheaded? The 18th again, chest freezer. Then you have on the 20th, what does an overdose of Adderall look like? 22nd, what can you do if you pick up something heavy that has tipped over? 22nd, how much concrete do you need for 9 24 by 12 post holes? Then on the 24th, she asks, how long, and I believe she says, does it take a 26-pound turkey to freeze? You can see some of the typing a bit sloppy here. And then on the 24th, why are there so many missing people that never get found? That's a chilling one. How do you divorce someone you can't find? That is incredibly disturbing. Then on the 25th, she searches for a concrete mixer. She searches that actually twice. And then, can spoiled meat stink? With a typo after that. I believe if frozen is what she was going for. And then, do you have to have a body embalmed? And police have put all of those in a petition to restrict her from being released.
She's
from custody
fucking
as this case
cooked,
moves
bro.
forward. And all of those internet search engine questions
She's
are what
cooked,
we're using
bro.
to present that to the court.
Done.
Now, police then go to this freezer in the basement of the home where she said that there were body parts in it, and you really feel for law enforcement with what they found, because it's not as easy to share. Of course, you think of Dale Wayne Turner and what he allegedly went through, but for the officer who opens this freezer, police say the freezer was locked when they found it. It had cinder blocks on it. There was a blanket on it, and it was also sealed shut with duct tape. Police say there were also signs of blood nearby. When the freezer was opened, and I'm going to read from the court document, police, quote, discovered a partial body. There was a torso, neck, and head, but no limbs. The head was attached to the torso, and this person was identified as Dale Wayne Turner. There were red blood-like stains found on several surfaces throughout the residence. There was evidence of remodeling, including freshly painted walls, freshly painted stairs, freshly painted front door, new carpet on the floor of the living room, and evidence of the wooden panels being removed. Now, Robin Turner and James Adams, they are charged at this point in time with concealing a homicide and dismembering a body. And
See, in the country, they just feed your ass to the hogs, man. In the country, man, motherfucker come up missing, man, it be shit, man. Fuck around, get them hogs get a hold of your ass, man. It ain't gonna be nothing left but the teeth, man. It ain't gonna be nothing.
Murder charges have yet to be filed. Now, Robin and James made court appearances this week as the state urged, for all the reasons we've been talking about, that she should be held in pretrial detention, as well as James Adams. Robin made a court appearance on Thursday where the state argued, for all the reasons we just talked about why they believe she should be held in pretrial detention. According to court records, she has another pretrial detention hearing scheduled for Friday, July 17th. As for Adams, he was reportedly in court on Friday, according to local media, as law enforcement continue to build their case against him, and more charges could be forthcoming. Join us now to talk more about this case, retired NYPD Detective David Sarney. There is a lot here in this petition that prosecutors filed. It seems like there is a lot of evidence. It doesn't appear that the two suspects, if all is what is alleged is true, really made it that difficult on investigators when it comes to just a horrific case. Some of these text messages hadn't talked.
Yeah, man, that's enough of that. That's enough of that chat, man. What y'all want to do, man? Damn, I almost tipped my drink over. What y'all want to do, chat? That's enough of that. Do anybody want to call in? I'll open up the phone lines if somebody want to call in. If don't nobody want to call in, then shit. You just see it's what it is. You said we go to the strip club. Carlos, you got us. You tricking for everybody. I ain't throwing no money in the club right now, Carlos. I got some shit I need to do, man. I got some shit I need to do. I wasn't gonna go live tonight, but we the weekenders, man. I was really recording videos and I'm still setting up my AI agent. So what we're gonna do is, chat, we got the Discord over there. We got a really good community in the Discord, but I am about to start a paid Discord tier to where we're gonna do other things in there. Like we'll still have a free Discord, we hang out, but I'm gonna do a paid Discord too, to where we open up Claude, get people familiar with using the AI agents and assistants. Like I told y'all, I set up my AI as a video assistant, and today I went in and I refined it. I put it I made it to where it just works a lot better. It doesn't use as many tokens. It doesn't use as much shit. It doesn't run my computer as hard. So yeah, we'll just do things like that. I'm gonna get some guest speakers in there too, some small business owners to medium business owners, other content creators. It'll just be, a different community, a more filtered community. Because sometimes y'all don't know how to act. In the free Discord, some of y'all don't know how to act. I'm just gonna be honest. Some of y'all don't know how to act. But yeah, that'll come probably with the book purchase. If you purchase a book, you'll probably, be invited into that. No, I haven't played with that one, Miss VR. I really just been using Claude. I've been using Claude and Claude Code. A lot of people use AI as a search engine, and that's cool, but it's, so much more to be done, especially when you get into Claude Code. Instead of just searching things, it's where it starts building, like you're making things now. Like you make your website, you make your landing page, you make your my video editor. I created a video editor. I added the skill where my video editor can read the transcription, and I put like B-roll or pictures in there, and it lays in the B-roll for me after the fact, right? So it's just certain different things that we'll have in that. You say it's gonna be 100 plus in Wisconsin this week. It's 100 plus right now where I'm at. It's been 100 all week, Karen. And let me tell you, that 100 with that humidity, it ain't no bitch, Karen. It ain't no bitch, man. It ain't no bitch, man. Yeah, Miss Bones, I really don't use it as a search engine really any when I first got introduced to it, I mean, of course, everybody uses it as a search engine, but now once I took the being scared and not knowing how to do things out of it, now I'm building. Like I'm building some things and yeah, I think that would be good to share. You say it's 100 right now. I don't know how. Let me see what it is right now where I'm at. Let me see what the temperature is. I don't think it's 100 right now. It's probably still like 80 degrees outside right now. Yeah, it's like 78. It's 78 right now where I'm at. But today it rained a little bit and it was cloudy. It still was like 97 today, but all week it's been 100. You said the Bucks traded Giannis to Miami. Yeah, I seen that. Giannis and Bam. I don't think they're gonna do anything, Karen. I just don't see Giannis and Bam doing too much. I mean, it's cool, I guess, but neither were the shooters. Who's gonna be a shooter over there? Hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna probably open up a little business locally. You know, a really hands off business, especially if I can find two people to work in there. I've been using the AI to run my analytics, like to figure out which area, which Tri County area will be better, what kind of demographics live there, how many women live there, how many men live there, what are the age groups, what's the average income, how many people I would have to promote to, targeted ads, the way I set up my funnel to get because it's gonna be a membership based thing. So I'm trying to get 100 members pre-open. And yeah, so I used it for that. It gave me a really good rundown. And I kind of picked like 4 different areas and I got the demographics from each, the analytics from each. I haven't went into the spending patterns, but yeah. But yeah, chat. Nobody wants to call in. That's cool. We hung out tonight. We still hanging out a little bit, but I wish I could share my screen right now on OBS. I don't know how to share my screen here. Um, damn. Oh yeah, chat. I've been dropping videos too. I know my videos are kind of ass right now, but they're gonna get better. Just like my streams have gotten better over time. My the videos that are ass, that they'll get better. They'll get better. I just gotta stay consistent and stay doing them. I should have been doing videos this whole time, but I was locked in on streaming. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Laurie. But yeah, I needed the I need y'all to hype my videos, comment on the videos, like the videos so we can get the video algorithm going. I've been trying to post shorts too, just bringing more content to the channel. But I kind of want to see what I really want to see what the video editor did with this video that I just dropped. Um, where is it at? Here it is. I want to see how I edit it. I'm gonna mute it so y'all don't gotta hear it. No, it didn't do it right. Like, where's my cuts? Where's my zoom? I'm gonna have to run it back through it. Yeah, I think Graham might have been taken out, man. I think they might have wiped Lindsey Graham nose. Oh, you said you think they waiting for the phone number? Who waiting for the phone number? Yeah, they might have wiped Lindsey Graham nose. Yeah, they might have got him out of there. All right, Chad, my bad. I was getting my video editor together. Like, what the hell are you doing over here, bro? Y'all waiting on the phone, homie? All right, I just put the phone number up. Let's see if somebody gonna call in. Hit the like button, Chad. Damn, I ain't opened the phone number since Friday. All right, yeah, I don't think nobody gonna call in, man. All right, Steve, man. You said no live yesterday. Yeah, I didn't go live yesterday. I went to damn sleep, honestly. But what I'm finna do is I'm finna get off and I'm fixing to, I guess, try to take the screws out of this computer and upgrade my processor. Carlos, I don't know how to put this other hard drive inside of, I don't know how to put this other hard drive inside of that HP. And also, Carlos, I think you forgot to send the flash drive. I think you forgot to put the flash drive in there. But that's all right. I'll figure it out. That's all right. Good night, Jared. Yeah, I'm about to upgrade the PC, man. I'm about to upgrade the laptop and try to fix my other laptop that's broken. And yeah, I just don't have the damn Windows on a flash drive. I really want to get my other computer back working because I don't know, it was running pretty hard, but I think that was because of my hard drive. Hopefully, when I put this hard drive in, it doesn't run as hard. But all right, chat. Y'all have a good night. I'll see y'all on the next one. Appreciate everybody for pulling up and rocking out with me. I know we went live a little bit early tonight, but that's all right, man. I'll have a video for y'all in the morning ready to go. Y'all be sure to check out the video in the morning, and I'll see y'all on the next one, chat.